And we are back. Kobold Kingmaker, episode 12. Thank you guys for coming along and watching this. I just became a Twitch affiliate, so that's been pretty fun. And just one more quick thing. If you like the maps that you see during this session, they are all available on my Patreon. Go check them out. Patreon.com/KoboldDM. Anyway, let's get to the game. Who wants to do the recap this week for Yoshi Hero Point? And I promise this time the audio is correct, so you don't have to do it twice.
Okay, I guess it's me again then.
Guess it's you. And do keep in mind, you can always give that hero point to anybody in the group as well.
Cool. I'll keep it. So yeah, last time we were continuing to explore a bit. We stopped by the Soot Scale Warren on the way back, and they had they were kind of unsure about where they wanted to go from here. We offered some suggestions, and Parent, being Parent, decided to point out the fact that he's a dragon and they could serve him. Unbelievable. But they're probably going to be working the gold deposit we discovered at some point. We had a very, very nasty ambush in the night from some dire wolves, but it was nothing we couldn't handle. It was fine. And I've also been banned from keeping watch. Anyway, irrelevant from that. We we spotted some more things, an abandoned post on the river near the falls, kind of near Brestov's territory, something to keep in mind. And we came back to Oleg's trading post, where we were rewarded by Keston Gares for our efforts. Falgrim Sneed had already been sent back, but Keston Gares claimed that he would take our opinions into account and appeal for leniency. We'll see how that goes. We're kind of thinking about a name for the area. We've put out a few ideas. I can't remember what our last most recent one was, but anyway, more importantly, we saw a river heading through the mountains to Mager Varn's territory. Might be a useful trade route at some point, or maybe a weak point to defend, if things go sour. Continued exploring the area east of Tuskwater Lake, and approached Lake Silverstep to the east of it, where we saw a small island with a little settlement on the waterfront. It turned out to be some strange lizard folk. We approached them after having crossed, and an evil spirit had apparently invaded their village, goading their king to acts of cruelty, and it turned out to be a will-o-wisp, kind of feeding off of the fear that it created by manipulating the lizard folk to attack people that came near. We slew it, but the guards were alerted to the noise, and we're going to be brought before their king, and we'll have to convince him that we had only good intentions, and hopefully, if we're lucky, secure some allies, or at least have peace of a sort.
We'll see about that. But, yeah, let us get into the game here. I'm going to change the music up as you guys return your minds and hearts to this mud sort of hut that was their spirit hut. Probably still is, but now that you've destroyed the ancient spirit, the evil spirit that claimed their tribe, and found out that it's no real spirit, we'll see how the rest of the tribe handles that, as this lizard folk, this scout that was working with you on this, sort of came in and told you, well, you're here. You must plead your case to the king. Come.
Alrighty.
Just stick to the facts, everybody, and we should be just fine.
I don't know.
What?
I don't think they'll like the facts.
Well, we don't have to depend on just that. Quick silver tongue mutagen and hands it to Kiba.
Silver tongue mutagen to
I'm
Kiba.
still not loaded on the page, so I'm not sure which level of silver tongue it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like lagging behind, I think. But I can give him the silver tongue there.
I can do something about that. Right, thanks.
Where is said Silver Tongue? You quick alchemy, right?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Let me see if I can find it in your sheet here. Moderate. Make it. And provide it. Joys of an alchemist. There we go. So, with you quickly whipping that up, perhaps helping Kiba plead the case before you. The lizard folk guides you out, and you can already see a few more lizard folk sort of gathering themselves outside here, sort of leering at you as they sort of like hiss and maybe spit once or twice, just as a lizard would. There to see the chieftain. You are not to touch them. They speak in Iruxi, but I believe somebody spoke Iruxi in this group.
Yes, Parent does.
Come along, quickly. Let's not make a fuss with him. Yeah, I'll bring you guys around. You guys follow.
Is that something that I'm able to drink now?
Yeah, you can add that spell effect to yourself. Drag it on over, and it lasts 10 minutes, so easily can drink it. I'll make sure Yarm is coming along as well, since having a little bit of trouble, but...
Yeah.
Come around. Here. I must warn you that the king has a short temper. You must be careful. You must plead your case directly. You must not show weakness. But do reverence as well. It's a difficult prospect. I never liked trying to speak to them. Let's see if you do better. The way is yours. They point towards the flap of fur that sort of lines the door there.
And I go inside.
And as you open it up there, you find within a very well kept hut, probably much better than the rest. It sort of like stands 15 feet high to its dome at the ceiling, and bones of all shapes and sizes sort of crown the dome on the outside as well, sticking out of the dried mud at erratic angles. There's also fresh marsh grass that's been scattered around the mound's perimeter, and 2 spears hung with feathers and other fetishes, and topped with painted skulls of fanged lizards, flank the mound's entrance. Within the mound, you see many furs lined about, a throne for a king, and upon that throne, the king himself. One lizard folk, King Vesket. Also flanked, underneath some furs sort of like lounging about, are 2 massive crocodiles, sort of pets of his. Show your arms here.
Oh my goodness, he has pet crocodiles.
There you are. I would like you to explain yourself, profaning our spirit hut with your entry. Disallowed.
If there was truly a spirit within that hut, then your concerns would be well founded. However, we found nothing but a parasite that was leeching off of you and your people. We slew it for our own mutual benefit.
My concerns I only levied against you because my head scout made amends for you before you arrived with me. So you are telling me that it is no spirit of ours? What do you know about lizard folk spirits, of Iruxi spirits of ours?
We don't know very much about your Iruxi spirits. We do, however, know about will-o'-the-wisps. They are far from spirits.
We are aware of the lights on the water. Roll me a diplomacy check at this point.
Oh, that number is so big. I am hero pointing.
Okay.
First roll of the session, first hero point.
That one I'll keep.
Yeah, as that silver tongue aids in your sort of diplomatizing with this creature before you, it sort of scrape their claws along the armchair that sort of like thrones rests for a moment, thinking. It is not often we allow your kind to come close. Our scout was foolish to allow you to enter. If what you say is true, however, we will know in due time. Return in a week or two. And if we have not seen the spirit that we have seen every night since then, I should say, then you and what you say may be true. For now, we will not know.
I believe that is fair. I wish, however, one more time to insist that I believe your scout's actions saved your life and the lives of your people, and should be commended.
They will be commended once we know just as well. 2 weeks' time. You would do well with dealing with these creatures, these will-o-wisps. We did not know that they came this far, but their home, most of them, and near our former abodes, lie upon Candlemere Island, south of Tuskwater.
Now that is very interesting, and I believe is worth investigation.
Yes, the island's shrouded with mist. That is your location. That is your destination. For now, you will leave, and leave us in peace.
Indeed. We shall investigate this keep on the island, and if there are these monsters, we shall slay them.
Sort of wave you away with a hand there, as they go back to whatever they're doing, lounging or whatever, as a king might. That being said, I assume you guys leave the hut there.
Yep. Not gonna hesitate there.
Went about as well as it could.
Wow, Kiba, you sure got the silver tongue there.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh.
So you meet back up with the Lizardfolk Scout here. I'm surprised how well you did. Normally the king is headstrong, but we shall see in due time if we made the right move. From then, you will be a friend of our people. I am sure of it.
I certainly hope so.
Unfortunately, I have no gifts to give, other than my thanks.
We haven't given the gift of information. That will suffice for now.
Just be on your way, before any of the others get uppity.
Very well. Shall we?
And with that, you guys head out. Let's move back to the Stolen Lands proper. With that objective completed and new information in your minds, you did have them point out where exactly this is. That would be Candlemere Lake there and Candlemere Island in its center.
That is so close to us. We've got to do something about it for sure.
But for now, with that handled, and you guys leaving the island during the night here, I assume you guys take a rest for the next trek of your journey.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I'll take watch. Kiba, you go to bed.
I accept.
I will also, of course, make sure that our camp is secure.
Sure. Anybody who is keeping watch for the night, do roll me your checks, your
Alrighty.
perception.
It's also going to involve explosives as with before.
Oh yeah, the mines,
And-
the landmines.
Landmines.
Yeah, and animal repellent.
Maybe we should be careful with these landmines when we know we're near a civilized group of people.
Eh. If anything,
I agree.
if anything's approaching us in the night, I feel like it deserves it at this point. I mean, I've gotten it mauled enough by wildlife for a lifetime, honestly.
So should we actually be returning in a week, or do we run?
I'd say return in a week. It's only fair.
I am of the mind we need as many allies as we can around here, and these people seem hardy.
Of course.
I also know the lay of the land, which is gonna be absolutely helpful.
More importantly, securing a friendship with them would protect our people, as we would no longer have to worry about them as a potential threat.
And as you guys discuss things, and that winds down for the night, those of you keeping watch find nothing amiss. Nothing sets anything off, and, well, it's a safe night for rest. You awaken the next morning to a kingdom that is, well, yours. So where to next?
I guess we travel now.
Yeah, might as well just head over
to?
to east. We still have this boat, we might as well make use of it for now.
Yeah.
Sure. With that being said, the day's weather does turn to a good bit of rain, in fact. And as it patters down, you guys paddle your way across the lake. It's not too bad at all, really. But it does make going a little bit more miserable, perhaps. As you guys head over there, who's going to reconnoiter?
Would you like to, Parent?
Sure, Parent seems very unbothered by the rain.
Parents, you keep your eyes out, and as you are, pretty unbothered. You discover that there is a region of the lakeshore here, sort of at the edges of the Silver Step, near the mountains themselves, where there's a flat of like 3 mile long, like very, very wide sort of swaths of lakeshore here that are stretches of bubbling mud that seem to be heated by more of that geothermal activity that seems to be quite prevalent in the Stolen Lands. The air is thick and muggy, but if you want to explore these reaches of mudflats here, you could certainly do so. It'll be hard going, however. Especially
Sure,
with
why
the
not?
rain. Alright.
Unless other people advise against it, obviously.
I mean, what could possibly go wrong, am I right?
Well, that being said, I'm going to move you guys to a new scene. As you begin to explore it, maybe trying to find something that may be amiss of this region, maybe causing problems for you or others that make their homes around here. I'm going to move you guys over and get your tokens down and add the rain again. There we go. And yeah, where are your tokens? And you would definitely reset the items that you're sort of got an effect of. So Fury Cocktail goes away, Dark Vision, Silver Tongue, that. Otherwise, make sure you had rested from the previous night as well. And as you arrive on this stretch of the shore here, Parent was seeing something pretty amiss, pretty interesting. It seems like this is the center of that geothermal activity here. There's a lot of bubbling, and the air is very thick and warm here, despite the rain that patters down. It is going to be tough going through this mud, so difficult terrain, but you think you saw something sort of shine and float in a mud pit to the north here. Sort of more sloshy, wet one. How do you proceed?
Can I make a check with my cartography lore to see if anything might be metallic in this kind of area potentially, like from other things I've learned maybe?
Sure. Do roll it. You don't remember a lot of, like, especially like muddy regions like this having just ambient stuff like metals or something like that. You could be mistaken though. You're not sure. Certainly not common.
What do you think that is over there, guys?
I don't know. Let's check it out.
More swamp, probably.
I couldn't even begin to imagine.
As you guys are going along, anybody who has exploration activities going, like search and such, can roll those for me.
I would have that on.
Guess very much seems unhappy about being here.
What's wrong? Bit too muggy?
I'm gonna have to spend days getting all of the mud out of these clothes, and it's the only pair I brought.
Well, you're a
Yes.
tunneling kobold, aren't ya? Should be used to it.
And as you guys sort of yell a little bit louder over the storm and rain and all of that to each other, and your frustration at the mud, perhaps things will get a little bit more frustrating as you guys begin to hear things. You're quick enough on your hearing. Parent specifically notices something is wrong around you, as some of that bubbling begins to be a little bit more violent in particular places, as these creatures made of mud itself just wretches out of the piles and other stuff that is here begin rising out and clawing towards you guys. So I'm gonna need initiatives.
Ew, how grotesque.
Boy.
Mud elementals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how did this one get so close?
Pitiful. I'm ashamed of myself.
There's quite a few of them. So, as you guys are trying to rush through, you're getting sort of bogged down, some of you, and this one, to the right of Giraffe, starts lurching towards them much quicker than you might expect. But, well, creature made of mud will have an easier time in mud itself. Let's find my combat music. There it is. Let's get going. As this one lurches towards you, it is going to immediately rush up, and as it does so, it will slap out with this muddy fist that seems almost semi-liquid in its nature, and it will hit you, Giraffe. As you are hit, you'll take a total of 9 damage there, and as they're...
That's private.
Oh yeah, I should make these public. Yep.
And I'm immediately Glimpse of Redemptioning.
You can still hit the 9... you can still hit the damage button even if it is blind. I'm not making them public because it sort of meshes up the turn. Not really turn, but the chat in the stream. But...
And then it's 6 from the block.
And
Yes.
they are enfeebled.
Nice.
As you're sort of warned quickly by Kiba there, you're able to avoid much of the blow. However, as they still got a hand on you, they are going to grab you as their third action, as with the grab trait. That'll be their turn. Now, let's move over to someone else here. Starting with, this combat is too big, I can't use the thing because it's literally too big. Let me switch something real quick on my end. There we go, now I can do it. So, we go to the other wretch, the mud wretch here. This one lurching straight towards Parent, but it'll get a little bit closer in. As part of that, it will strike out at Parent with a muddy fist as well. Natural 20 to start things there. So they crash the hand into you, and you are dealt 24, Parent, and will be grabbed as their third action as well.
This
one.
always happens right after I use Glimpse of Redemption.
Yeah, well, hey. Gotta track the turn order, see who's coming next, see who might...
Hey, and to be honest,
they can,
Kiba, you might not need to use Glimpse of Redemption on me unless it's a big hit. or you
But
want to.
what if the next two enemies miss?
Well,
You don't
never
know that, but like I can take a hit much better than most others in this party.
Guys, as you are struck by this
Yeah.
one, sort of rushing up and surrounding you there, also will grab onto you as they try to sort of bring you guys down into the mud itself, dragging you down. But Gaz, what do you do to prevent that?
That is a good question. Oh boy, I think my best course of action is to try and overdrive first, even if it is a manipulate action.
Sure, sure.
Actually, it's a flat d20, right?
Yeah. D20, DC5 flat check.
There we
You're
go.
good to go.
It's a good roll of the session.
Able to throw one off, and then, despite all the mud and despite all the rain, maybe it's greasing the gears, you have no idea, but it's working a lot better for you this time.
Excellent. So is that an all success or?
That's a critical success because natural 20.
Oh. Don't mind me.
If it's 10 above, it's a critical success.
That is my first action. My second action is to try and hit the fella who's striking me, grabbing me rather. Let's see.
You attempt to, but unfortunately that's going to be a miss.
That is not good. I will use the last action to raise my shield.
Okay. Pulling your shield up to block any further attacks against you, or try to. This one, as it ripped its way out of the mud, gets to Yarm, still unprepared to defend themselves. They are going to strike at Yarm with a fist. This one, though, will miss even with the flank, as Yarm, you're able to just pull your foot out of the mud and pull away from them at the last moment. They're going to try to make one more attack, and will miss exactly by one there as well.
Oh, wonderful.
So we're scampering away. Kiba, we get to you now.
Yeah. I'm gonna. I will start with my stance. Roll a
Alright.
diplomacy for it.
Try to shout out to your allies, inspire them in this muck. You do succeed.
Sounds good. And target the enemy by parent.
Make sure to add your stance before you do anything else here.
Make sure to add my
in the-
stance.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mates out.
And going for the strikes.
Mm-hmm. When your parent has a hold on them, you're able to strike out and hit. Roll the damage. As you sling the blade towards them, you are dealing 18 to them. In fact, with that strike, it seems like these muddy creatures are actually weak to fire, as that fire sort of like makes it less, or more heated. It makes the mud slop off of them a lot quicker. But they are also seemingly resistant to your physical strikes, so it's a mix of both weakness and resistance here. Go for the other strike.
Interesting. I'll keep this up with another strike. $22.
That'll hit as well. And as you strike out again, another flaming strike hits them, burns into their sides, cakes them, or maybe even makes the mud harder or less hard. I'm not sure which way, but either way, that is a good amount of damage. That one is almost destroyed. Now, Parent, with that one almost pulled away from you, what do you do?
So to escape, is that a contested athletics or do you use like
Escape
acrobatics?
is athletics, acrobatics, or unarmed attack modifier. It
Okay.
adds to your multiple attack penalty.
And so if you're grabbed and you try to cast a spell and you fail, does it still take the spell slot?
Yes.
I am gonna take a risk and try to cast a spell.
Okay, DC 5 flat check. Try to pull up your reagents, trying to get this off. Unfortunately, that is a failure. You just can't get yourself into form before the spell that you charge in your hands fizzles out.
Okay.
Can always hero point the d20s as well if you want to.
Can you?
Yes.
Okay. I am gonna try to do that.
Alrighty. Trying again. 4 on the dice. You
Oof.
just can't get away from this one. It's overwhelming you here.
Well, I'm gonna try to escape, I guess.
Alright. Well, this will be a critical success, as they seem to be so hell-bent on ruining your spell, they just let you slip from their grasp, so much so that you can move 5 feet as well. So where to?
I don't know how I feel about the current positioning.
It's awful.
Sorry, just give me 1 second. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Sure, sure.
Anywhere I go, I'll just end up being flanked. I'm gonna have to step here.
Okay, stepping away from the one, at least attacking you there. We go to this one up here in the corner. As it rips itself in the mud, it will, instead of rushing up, it will begin to sort of like make these strange noises and all of a sudden spew a pressurized mud bomb against you guys. So this is a line from them. Actually, they'll move first to get a line up. So they're going to go to about here or here. I think that'll work for it. Goes up here, and with that 20-foot line, goes straight through Kiba and Gaz. I need reflex saves from both of you.
Not a problem.
I have a feeling that my reflex saves are terrible with me being grappled.
Doesn't affect them.
Really? That's
Yeah.
That seems weird, honestly.
It's more, grapple is more like somebody just keeping you in place by like moving to the side, avoiding, like they're not like holding onto you tightly. Restrained is that, but that still doesn't affect reflex saves. But either way, you Gaz succeed, so you'll take half damage. Kiba fails, so Kiba will take this 8 damage. Gaz, you take the 4. Spews that off. That'll be its turn. Mud drenching you guys. Giraffe, grappled by this one. What do you do?
Cool. I want to make an escape check.
Okay, just remember, it adds to your multiple attack penalty, and it doesn't affect
Alrighty.
anything for a fighter, other than movement.
That's fair. I think I'm gonna double slice the one in front of me then.
Okay,
I was thinking of like going down the arm so that on his turn he could activate my mutagen for fire.
if you'd like to still do that, yeah, but does affect your multiple attack.
I can deal with one multiple attack penalty. I think I'm gonna try to escape.
Sure, sure. "13 is not going to be a success as you try to wrench from their grasp. They have too tight a hold.
Serious. Plus 11 and I fail. You know what? I'm gonna hero point that. I'm not putting up a 2.
Let's see. I'll deal with a 4 to roll
Oh,
15 against their DC, just a little bit too low for them.
I'm angry. Double slice. I
Okay.
mean, 5 on each. Minus 5 on each isn't bad.
Not bad for a fighter, no. Let's see. This will definitely hit. And that will exactly hit because you're a bit inspired by Kiba there. So roll the damage for both. Trying to slice in. However, it seems like it's going to be a difficult time slicing and dicing these creatures as, well, they're mud. It's hard to really strike anything on them.
Damage is combined for the sake of resistance.
Oh, true. So they'll take an extra 3.
Epic.
With that being said, we go to Yarn. What do you do?
Right. Yarm is first off going to uncork the Drakeheart mutagen in his hands and feed that right to Gaz.
Alright, so Gaz there.
And then he's going to also quickly, with the now empty vial from his Draco Mugen, brew up another. Wait, no, actually, he can't do that. Never mind. He's going to strike this fella up here with a Scud Bomb.
Okay.
Oh, God, I always have to redraw them. Well, let's click this time. Alright.
That will be a
Yep.
miss, unfortunately.
So I
Does splash
okay.
for... How much is that? 2 poison damage, right?
Yeah, it's poison damage.
They don't seem to be affected by poison at all. In fact, these creatures
okay.
made of mud and no blood or anything like that.
Well, I don't think mud can be poisoned, unfortunately. Yarman's gonna finish up by taking a stride over to here.
Alright, getting closer to Kiba. Now the remaining mud wretches. This one here. Well, since Parenth has come close, they're going to take a step here and strike at them. The groping fist of mud does lash into you. You will be dealt some damage here. A total of 6 damage, but they do grab onto you.
Goodbye, Squishy.
That'll be their turn. As we go to the final one, that is... Wait a minute, why is it saying that...
This is weird.
Why is it saying that Kiba is going? Huh.
Is it under Kiba?
It just thinks that Kiba is next in the turn order for some reason. What the heck?
It's
Oh, it thinks Kiba... Oh, there was one underneath Kiba.
what?
Yeah,
I forgot
that's
Oh!
That's what it was. One more. The last one in the turn order just appears right underneath Kiba there, so... Yeah, they're gonna take a step here to get into a flank and go for Kiba. If they grope at your legs coming up there, dragging themselves to their feet, they will miss the first strike and probably the second, not without a natural 20.
Nope.
Oh!
As it was so surprising, you only take 10 damage. Their lowest roll there, but that'll be their turn.
Oops, I did not mean to take that. Excuse me.
Yeah, give yourself the 20 back. So, we go to this one here. It will... It's got a good line. It's going to do a belch of muddy sort of wrath against Yarm and Gaz here. So reflex saves for the both of you.
This is not fine whatsoever. I wish to hero point that.
Sure, sure.
Welcome for the
So, with that being said, 15 is a success, 28, or 15 is not a success, 28 is a success. So the damage will be from this. Actually,
Ow.
Yarm, since this one is a little bit weaker than some of the other ones, 28 is actually a critical success. You take no damage. Gaz, you take the full 13. So you're able to duck away again, sort of like scampering through here. It's quite easy for you, it seems. Now this one, the near-death one, it will strike out at... Actually, it's going to go here. It's going to step here, and then, again, spew this mud in a line towards Kiba and Yarm. Stay surrounded, guys. In this crossfire here of mud. Yarm, again, is this one a higher level one? This is a elite one, so that is a success, not a critical on that, since elites increase DCs by 2. Kiba, though, you succeed as well, so the damage will be halved for both of you. Half of this on that. Not too bad, as both of you are sort of getting into the rhythm of avoiding these spews of mud here. This one, who is still grabbed onto Gaz, will try to sort of constrict them in this grasp here. So I need a fortitude save from Gaz.
Hmm.
18. Fortitude save. That is still a failure. You're sort of throttled by the mud, taking 7 damage there. You're feeling weaker as it strikes out. Since that constriction is no multiple attack penalty, this is at full. This will hit. Gaz, you take another. Plenty of damage, 14. As you get down, this one will then turn its gaze upon Kiba and strike out with the multiple attack penalty, letting you go in the process. This will hit Kiba as well. Kiba, you are dealt 8 there. Gaz, your turn is just before the creature that downed you, so unfortunately you go up here, and well, at least you avoid making a death save at that point. We then go to another one here. This one rushes over to Parent, strikes out. This will hit. So these guys are getting the better of you guys.
Oh right, are they immune to poisons? Conventional tree poisons?
They are immune to poison, yeah.
Gotcha. Alright, so I'll just go ahead and bring up the linen leg.
Parent, unfortunately, you go down as well, as these creatures have been surrounding you guys and been rolling very well. So, the tough people in the party still remaining, as this one just hit, then would stride as well up to here as his third action. And you would be moved in the turn order as well, Parent, so you go up here. There we are. Kiba, what is the plan here?
Gonna move between Parent and Gas and do a dual healing.
Alright, rushing over to your allies, trying to save them there.
Where is spellcasting? There it is.
$12 to
And
each.
that's 12 for each of Gaz
Including
and Parent.
that spell effect lay on hands, which gives +2 to their AC for 1 round as well. They certainly help. So, as we go from your turn to somebody else, we're going to go to this wretch here. It will rush up towards Giraffe and strike out. Dealing with some damage, or trying to at least. 7 on the dice is going to miss. They're going to try again. This one will hit. So you're roped at. That'll deal 7 damage to you, but they can do nothing more, since they already strode. So Giraffe, as you take that 7 there, what do you do?
Hold off on your strike for a moment, Giraffe. I've got something for you.
Already.
Alright. Delaying. We go to
Yeah.
Yarm.
Yarm quick alchemies up an energy mutagen and feeds it to Giraffe.
Ooh, nom nom.
Cinders of flame.
Yep.
Sparking from it.
It's 2 actions, and then Yarm is going to
Thank you.
hey Gas, he says to the kobold on the ground, do you plan on exploding?
Not with Kiva right next to me right now.
Alright. In that case, Yarm is going to try to recall knowledge on one of these.
Okay. That'll be a, let's see, Arcana or Nature.
Awesome.
Let's roll there.
Sorry.
18.
Let's say
That should be blind,
yeah.
yeah.
reroll.
Yep.
Right.
This time, well, you rolled better actually that time. So, what 2 things do you want to know about these creatures? You recognize them as mud wretches, these elementals of earth and water.
Gotcha. I'll be going for lowest save and any weaknesses other than what we've already seen.
Their lowest save is their reflex. They are terrible at reflex, in fact. They are slow, loping. Could be easy to strike them with something like that. They have still weakness to fire, a good substantial one, but they're also susceptible to desiccation, to being dried out. But, well, with the rain today, I did roll for the rain.
Oh boy.
It's not going to be great, so.
Alright. Well, these guys look about as nimble as... These guys are about as nimble as they look. Look for ways to catch them off their feet. And that'll probably help. I also help to dry them out, but it's a bit of a tough going for right now.
Giraffe.
Alrighty. I'm gonna double slice the one to my right.
Sure. With flames sparking with the strikes. Let's see if you can deal some good damage to them. This will be a hit. And as you strike out, it will be hurt quite a bit by that. A little bit more. I mean, gosh, let's see if you can finish one of these off. Natural 20 will certainly do it. Roll your crit. I mean, gosh, always critting from you. And yeah, with that, this one is completely eviscerated. The flames sort of like hardening their shell and causing them to break apart and fall to the ground.
I'm gonna spend my last attack on the unharmed one above me.
Okay.
Would this one grapple me, or is this other one grappling me now?
The one on the right was the one that grappled you, so you're free.
Cool. An attack's gonna do better. So is this map -8?
Yep. Agile use of the main gauche. Almost a natural 20 win. Again, though, does hit. Roll the damage. And with that, another 9, a little bit extra because of the weakness to fire, but resistance to
Excellent.
strikes with physical attacks. So mixing that out. Now we go to this one. It's seeing parent unconscious. It's going to go to Kiba instead, seeing them heal people. I think that's more fair. Anyway, they strike out at Kiba, do miss, as you're able to finally sort of get your bearings, slice away their attack, but the second strike, their last action, does hit for another 9. So you're feeling the heat here. Looking rough, but not done yet. This one here will rush up towards Giraffe and strike. 7 on the dice will not hit Giraffe. Goes for another 19 on the dice. Yeah, these guys keep rolling well, but there's a lot of them, so they're having a lot of chances to roll well. Gotta deal them one at a time. 8 damage there. Sorry I did it automatically. I'm in a little bit of automatic DM mode. Well, they do miss their third strike. They didn't bother with trying to grab you. Go back to the top. We'll go to this one. This one steps towards Yarm and tries to do the same. Strike out. Natural 20. These guys are, yeah.
Wonderful.
As you are dealt
I'm
20 damage there, you're gonna.
Redemptioning that, enfeeble.
Okay. So 20 damage down to 14 to you, Yarm. That will be enfeebled to 2. As they have enough of a mind, enough of an idea to hear the call of redemption, but resist it there. So 16, or 14 rather, to Yarm. And they will, as third action though, grab onto Yarm with their grab trait.
Wonderful.
Slurping muddy arms are able to easily get onto you. Gaz, we go to you. What's the plan?
Get up off the ground first.
Mm-hmm.
Second action is gonna be pummeling the fella that is currently grabbing Jarn.
Okay, the one that seems to be quite weak. Let's see.
Hopefully hit this time.
4 on the dice.
Probably not, no.
Unfortunately, it's not gonna hit there.
Oh boy. I will use my last action to once again raise my shield. Hopefully
Okay.
with better results.
Shield up, the sort of reverberation of light as well from the land hands. It may be enough to protect you. Let's see, as this one strikes out. Pummels towards you, you easily deflect the first strike. Should be an extra flash, but a
Boy.
natural 20.
It keeps
Again.
happening.
That's
I'm
gonna
in
be
danger.
20 damage to you guys. You're at dying 3 because you went down to a crit and you're already wounded. As third action, it will turn its gaze on Yarm and go for a strike there. Will very much miss, though. Parent, you're back up, so what do? They seem to be avoiding you for the time being or just ignoring you.
I'm
Please
gonna have
tell
to
me you
take a
have light
gamble.
fire spell.
I'm gonna have to take a gamble here.
Oh boy.
I am going to stay prone, and I'm going to drain a bonded item to get Scorching Ray back again, and I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray.
Okay. The one spell you tried to cast before but was fizzled. You do start pulling back on the threads of its magic and shoot it out from your prone position. Each attack that you do make while prone is at -2.
Yep.
So go for the strikes. It should already
First
apply.
one's gonna be against the near-death one next to your arm that's got a hold on.
Sure.
Okay, prone is automatically accounting for. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's missing because you're prone. You're trying to get a good strike, but can't shoot through as
I
easily.
had to try something. I would not be able to do anything if I had to get up.
A natural 20 will do
That
something
is
there.
against the one next to Gas.
Mm-hmm.
Does me roll damage or the last attack roll?
Roll the last attack there. Do the
And
damage
the
after.
one next to him is the last target.
Mm-hmm. For the dice will certainly miss. We got one good strike on that second one there. So we'll double this damage as it comes out. As you blast it with this fire, it'll take extra from its weakness. It's looking pretty roughed up, but not there just yet. As we go to that one's turn, it will... It's gonna start crowding around the others here. So, through its ally, over to here, over to Giraffe. We'll strike out here. One attack, 2 on the dice, will certainly miss Giraffe.
Fun. I have friends all around me.
And will miss again as you're sort of swirling around with both blades, trying to deflect them all, trying to keep them at bay with your sparking swings. Kiba, we're back to you.
Okay, well, first things first, I'm gonna try to take out the one that just keeps dodging every attack we throw at it, even though it has like no hit points. Oh my gosh. Please, please.
Natural 1.
0 point.
That second one from your recap, let's see. 16 will definitely hit. Is that a crit? No, very close though. So you strike out. You're finally able to sweep the flaming blade into them and destroy them as they crackle to the earth.
All right.
Yorm wrings his hands as mud loosens around the limb that was grasped.
Mm-hmm. Keep it moves out.
Gonna move and strike. Don't love this, but these things gotta go down.
Gotta start dealing some work here. Let's see.
Striking north. That's a
Four.
miss.
She will miss there. Trying to swing at this one. The rain, the mud, it's all causing so much issue for you guys. This one will step over the corpse of its companion, go for a flank, and then strike at Giraffe. This will be a hit. Giraffe, you are dealt a total of 10 damage there, as they then grab onto you as their third.
Oh boy.
That'll be their turn. Yarm.
What are the odds that Gas fails his death saving throw?
You know my luck.
We're within 5 minutes of the new hero point. He'll have a hero point by the time.
You know, you should just take a
Alright.
really long time to take your turn right now.
I allow it within 5 minutes anyway, but yeah.
Alright, Sweet. Is Yarm currently grabbed? No, he's not. Okay, wonderful. Yarm is going to... Oh boy, never mind. He doesn't have this the recipe. I'm not prepared. Oh. Well, then Yarm is going to go ahead and stride right around over to Kiba's side.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's gonna quick alchemy up a second energy mutagen and feed it to the Tengu.
Okay.
Fire again.
More fire, always welcome. So, as that occurs, we go to Giraffe. Your blade's still sparking. What do you do?
So just drag it on.
Boy.
Yeah.
Oh
keep it.
boy. Double slice and parry. I'm really hoping for a crit.
Well, you do get a hit.
We are too.
Maybe I shouldn't have said anything out loud.
Striking out 19 damage. This one's looking pretty rough now. Mud's hardening, cracking along its surface. 4 on the dice is going to succeed, as with your fighter proficiency.
Wow, a 4 on a dice hitting. Isn't that great?
And as you stab into this one, the stab wound just emanates out these cracks in its body before it shatters before you. Another one felled. And you parry as your third. So we go to this one. Unfortunately, Parent, shot at it. It's right next to you. It's going to strike. Down at you as you're trying to sort of like get up there, but it just barely misses you with that strike.
It's a miracle.
Goes for
Ah,
another.
Here comes the crit. Oh,
Misses again.
Oh.
It will go for a third. And will miss again.
Oh, thank goodness.
So you're like sort of dodging and weaving to the side, rolling in the mud there to avoid their strikes. We go to this one here, which will strike out a giraffe. As they do. They can't get a hit there. You're able to just sort of deflect it or keep them at bay with your parry there. It's gonna go for another. 18 on the dice will hit. Still with these many rolls you are dealt another 7 damage. It will then grab onto you itself. I'm not sure which one grabbed onto you, but we'll say that this is this one refreshing it. This is third action. Either way, we go to the top. Gaz, you're at death's door. You have a hero point, but you still make the roll and use the hero point after.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, you would die in that case unless you use this exact hourly hero point here. So
Yes.
you stabilize yourself in the combat here for that. We're gonna go to this one here. It will strike down at Yarn. Will miss that strike just barely.
Oof.
Goes for another. 17 on the dice. They like these second hits. This will be a hit for another 7 damage to you. They're going to grab on with a third.
Wonderful.
Trying to drag you down with the rest of them.
Hey guys, it's me, your third marshal.
Parent, somehow still alive. What do you do?
it's a miracle. He's in a stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame that there's so much rain going on. These things are made of like mud and water, right?
Yep.
So maybe, just maybe, an electric arc might work. I'm gonna
Okay.
target the one injured up near Giraffe.
Surely it's not Pokemon, right?
Yeah, with these spells, I'm gonna have you put it out to chat again. This time, shift target the both of them that you're going for here. Holding shift and then using your T to target. There we go. So it'll give me both of them to roll and apply the damage perfectly well. A lot better for multiple target enemies. One succeeds, one fails, roll the damage. How about that? One will take half. One will take full. It seems like they are perfectly susceptible, like anything else, to electricity coursing through them. But they don't fall down to that. Anything else? Or you just stood, yeah.
That is,
So
that is everything for me.
we go to this one. Still hell-bent on Giraffe. We're gonna get some good strikes in here, maybe. 5 on the dice, not so. Let's see if it follows suit with a second. 5 again. Will miss. Goes for a third as it's sort of groping and striking against you. This will exactly hit because you are grappled and flat-footed.
Come on.
So they have these agile attacks. They'll deal 8 more damage to you, but that's all they can do. This one's still seeming one of the more powerful ones here. Keepa, your turn.
Standing my ground, going for the offense, continuing to target the really injured one.
Mm-hmm. That will be
Oh.
a critical.
Oh,
You slice towards them. Tired of this, tired of the muck. You cleave through them, basically bisecting them by the torso. The body is thrown into the air, solidified, and crashes down, shattering before you.
that's cool. I want to approach this next. Gaz is down. I could move around Yarmos and Gaz.
Up to you.
Like that. And hopefully I don't die in the process. Doesn't sound like I do.
Nope.
And I go to assist parent.
Sure.
See if I can do that twice. I can't.
Right here.
Yeah.
You did just get a hero point though.
Yeah, let's be bold and daring and use this one, I think. Yeah,
Sure
let's
thing.
use this 0 point. People are in serious danger. That didn't go well. Next.
15 against them. That will be a hit. Roll the damage. They are flanked.
Damage.
Striking out
Get
with
wrecked.
19. 21 total. They're looking pretty bad after that strike. Yarm. See if you can finish them.
Yarmos does not have any ways of finishing them.
Surprised that the Alchemist doesn't have Alchemist Fire.
Well, he's not a bomber,
Yeah.
and recipes are starting to get expensive. Yarmos is going to come up to a parent. He remembers where parent stowed the Drakeheart mutagen he gave him at the beginning of the day and just plucks it off of him and then uncaps it and feeds it back to the dragon.
You were grabbed by the other one there. You couldn't move.
I was? Shoot.
Yes, this one was
Gosh,
grabbed.
there's so many, there's so much grabbing going on. Alright. In that case. Sorry about that. In that case, he's gonna get his, familiar to value him, his crossbow. And then he's going to, take a shot at this fella.
Okay.
Is that a manipulate action to, reload?
Yes. Not to fire
Gotcha.
though, but you do unfortunately miss this strike.
Unfortunate.
Anything else?
In that case, he's going to... He's going to, take that flat check to reload.
Sure. Are you able to get it going?
Okay, wonderful. That's it for his turn.
So reload that. Giraffe. All of a sudden, only one remains around you.
Oh, that's great. That's good news. Good job, guys. Double slice.
Slicing and dicing. Let's see. This'll crit
Thank you.
very easily. Carving into this one, dealing a lot of damage to it. Why did it take
Most of
so
its
much
health.
less? Oh, it's... As you struck into it, it seemed that their form sort of like morphed with this heavy strike. They are immune to critical hits. Even so, Kiba, your strike still... Immunity to critical hits means that they just reduce it to a regular hit. So Kiba's strike still killed the other one. But this one took a lot less damage because they're immune to critical hits.
Okay.
But still, hurt it. What do you do? Mingosh
My gosh, for my second strike.
will hit. Sort of half ooze-like creatures. Oozes normally are immune to critical hits themselves. This one barely holding on.
I'm gonna
That
go
should be
with
combined for resistances, right?
Yeah, combined for
Correct.
resistance.
So it'd be dead. That's something that the
Yeah, get outta here.
system doesn't
Get outta here.
automate. So, as you're able to stab and slice into this one, just overwhelming their defenses before the mud can sort of like reabsorb the strikes. Yeah, that one's dead.
And for my last action, I'm gonna stride south to flank.
Sure. Flanking there. We go to this last one that is still alive. It, well, pretty mad, is going to strike out at Kiba. Natural
I like
one.
it.
Finally rolling low on these remaining guys as they lose their will to fight, their allies having fallen, they themselves, but yeah, they're trying. At this point, they're trying. This is much more akin to their actual level. You know, these guys are decently weak creatures. Gaz, you are just unconscious since you stabilized. We go to this
Face
one.
down in the mud.
Yeah. Yarm, this one's going to continue to attack you. First, trying to constrict you. Roll Fortitude save. It tries to, like,
Wonderful.
constrict you in the mud there. Well, hey. Alright, you just puff out your chest and are not going to be constricted by it. Goes for a strike. It does miss still. It's going to go for a final one because it can't really grab again. Yeah, these guys all of a sudden doing pretty poorly. Let's see if you guys can finish them off at this point, apparently.
Can I angle the cone to not hit my teammates from where I am?
If you want to hit both of them, there is no way to.
Just the one next to Parent.
Just the one next parent? Yeah, because cones emanate from you and can do stuff like,
Your corner.
not exactly actually sure.
Wait, a cone? This isn't a spell, is it? Is he using a breath weapon?
He's using a wand.
Unfortunately,
Oh.
you'd probably have to move or just Kiba alone.
I'd prefer you not kill me though.
Okay, well, my turn started.
Can always delay. Oh.
I'm quickening myself for a free stride.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am drawing out the Wand of Burning Hands and using it on the one next to me.
So strange warping around Parenth before you see him suddenly in hand with a wand. Let's see. The wand of, I think, Burning Hands, right?
Yes.
I think you just found this recently. Press the use button, it I think will come up with the spell. If it doesn't, oh yeah, it does, good.
Oh, I forgot to target the guy, sorry.
No problem, I can just roll a single save. Rolls 12, but they have very bad reflex saves. Roll the damage, that is failure.
Oh, that
on
was
part.
very bad damage, though.
Well, hey, they have a weakness too. They take 9 total damage from that, but are not destroyed, as their form cracks and hardens.
If you got a 5, he would have died.
Yeah, maybe we'll see if Kiba can finish it off.
That is
Oh, wait,
all
no.
prepared.
Weaknesses work different in this game. God.
Yeah.
Flat numbers.
I absolutely can finish it off. Watch me. Watch a pro at work. I got this. If I stand where I am, I can hit both.
Mhm.
Oh, screw it. I need to not be... I'll do it. I'll flank.
Alright, going for the
I'll be
more
good.
sure strike here. Let's see. 15 on the dice plus your flank means a crit.
Is it an actual crit?
You can still roll a crit. The IWR will reduce it, the automation there. So you would deal 37, but even without the crit, it's plenty 2 damage remaining. You just carve into the already like sort of hardened creature from that flaming. Yeah, it is destroyed.
And then I'll move back in to get the aura going again.
Thank you.
With the aura going, Yarm, what do you do?
Okay. Yarm is going to drop his crossbow, have a familiar volley him a dagger. And he's gonna shank
Sure.
this one kill him.
Stepping towards it will be a hit.
Wonderful.
Though as you do, you're not exactly the most strong kobold, and they also have that resistance. So you just like sort of stick it into
Great.
them, and it doesn't really do anything. You probably won't be able to do anything with a dagger strike.
Alright, Yarmos is going to Yarmos is gonna drop the dagger and have his familiar. So that's he has familiar volley his crossbow away and then volley a dagger into his hands. Okay, he's gonna have to drop the dagger and then pick up the crossbow. That's it for his turn.
Okay. Giraffe. Got a good shot here. Let's see.
I wonder what I should do.
Pretty simple for a fighter. Slicing out. 16, definitely a crit. Won't be a crit for it, but do roll it as a crit.
Oh. You want
That's
me to
fine.
re-roll that?
Nah, still is immune to the effects. It's just easier to still roll the crit because it'll be automated out anyway. Either way,
Ah, okay.
lots of damage there. Would be another crit, but if you do roll the
This is
crit,
fine.
you can see how it sort of
How much it could have done.
could have done 22. It does actually do 13 total because it's immune to the
Combined
critical
for
parts. Yeah,
Combined resistances.
combination will give that back 3 more damage. Actually,
Epic.
let me look at its physical resistance. Yeah, it's only 3, so it's barely alive, barely holding up, but still.
I love how
is.
the damage is combined for resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
one more.
And I'm pretty good. I'm gonna go for a third attack.
Yeah, you have a good chance. Agile weapon, flanking. Fighter proficiencies, natural 20 will
A
do it too.
natural 20.
This is fine.
Carving, slicing, and dicing into this creature.
3 crits.
No matter what.
Can I just point out, if this thing wasn't immune to crits, the first hit would probably kill it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As you just carve into this creature, finally
3
just
crits.
sending it to the floor. In your rage against it, it is finally destroyed, and that will be all of the mud wretches in this little mud flats here. And Gaz sort of lightly breathing there, still alive seemingly. So, with that, that was the end of the encounter. You guys get 80 experience points for that. Only 80. They rolled really well there, surprisingly well for their level 2 stature.
You're the DM who crits.
Yeah.
Oh, they almost did us in. It's almost like a giant centipede. In terms of how deadly that was.
We don't seem to do too well with ambushes, do we?
This guy's still alive. Oh, thank goodness. Thanks, Siren Ray.
And Shellin?
Well, he's laying in the dirt.
Well, with the mud, it'd be a lot harder.
And perhaps Aristil as well.
Should I start digging a grave, or?
You guys should warn me when I'm walking into an ambush next time.
Well, you're fine. You're doing better than Gaz. I mean, Gaz is... I'm not sure if he's alive. Kiba, what's the status on him?
What's the status?
Like, is he alive?
He's definitely alive. Don't you see him breathing?
Oh, I missed that part.
Oh, well,
He
I
didn't look very alive.
don't
still
know if he
doesn't
will
look
stay
very
alive without treatment, so I suppose, at the very least, I can offer him a potion.
No, hold on. I have medicine. I'd
Then why
like...
didn't you use it?
Well, I'm using it now, because I know he's alive. I'm gonna use healer's tools. With
Sure.
medicine.
Roll your medicine check.
This is public, right?
Yeah.
I don't have
Natural
medicine.
1, let's go.
Nope, just enough to heal. So 2d8. Patching him up. Sort of like setting some, maybe 1 or 2 broken bones, but otherwise, he'll be fine.
There, I saved you the trouble of having to get new bones. Don't ask, it's not fun.
Guys sits up
Bone
completely like
transplant.
caked in mud from head to toe. He's not amused whatsoever. We will never speak of this.
No, we're gonna speak of this. We're gonna speak tons about it. I'm going to hire a bard to make a song about this day.
Surely you've been in a cave-in or two, right? How different could that be from this?
Well, where to from here?
What was the shiny stuff?
Ah, yes, shinies.
Near death can't keep me away from treasure.
You did see, in this sort of muddy, sort of swampy pool here, something sort of floating on its surface. Up here to the north.
This one?
And stays behind Giraffe.
Oh, are you afraid?
And as you look down at it, doesn't seem dangerous. In fact, you see the glimmer of something silvery and sheen. But as you pick it up and sort of unwrap it from this satchel that it seemed to have been, the rotting satchel that seemed to have been surrounding it, you find, well, a platinum Grinning Skull. Quite a valuable thing.
I handed over the pirate.
That's
You
not
are in
even.
this.
Oh my gosh. Put it in the party inventory.
It's a little bit morbid, isn't it?
I mean, it's smiling. That's pretty good.
I think it's quite decorative, honestly.
It's kind of ironic that this thing brought us here and almost killed us.
I suppose we can be grateful that the skull is not made of bone. Like most of them are.
It'd make for a good charm.
Well, as you're all sort of like sitting there drenched in the rain here, there's nothing else here in these mud flats. I think you guys are ready to get out of here.
Yeah.
I have
Let's-
no further business with the mud.
We should probably
Let's do
tend
it.
to our wounds first, though.
We should. Indeed.
Yeah. There's some, like, sort of like the shoreline is a little bit more rocky than mud, so you sort of get up there, you heal up, and for the purpose of it, you can also take your rest at this point.
Okay. And I will need to take a little break.
Sure. Yeah, we'll take a 5-minute break here. So,
Cool. I need to get laundry out of the drum.
sure. Be back in 5 minutes, everyone.
Be right back.
Oh boy, another moderate encounter that nearly TPK.
I'm noticing
Wonderful.
some trends.
It's always
I
the
get-
80 experience.
I keep going down to crits. I hate it here.
Alright, so I guess I should be getting all those different bombs, huh? Well, even if I did have the recipe for Alchemist's Fire, I sort of didn't have any regions left.
Alright, I am back. Where's everyone else?
Seems like Gaba's still around.
And Giraffe as well.
And Chris is still up at the moment.
Okay. Put a little like X in chat so that we can keep check.
I'm gonna go ahead and exchange those drug recipes I have for some of my new bombs. Even if I did have the recipe back from during that combat, I was out of regions, so.
And unselecting tokens is so hard. How do I unselect the party token?
Click and drag somewhere else on the map.
There's also a option in the settings to release on click off instead
Clear
of
all
having
targets.
to. No. It's a setting in configure settings. Where is it here? It should be in like the base settings,
I
core
found it.
settings.
Left click to release objects.
Yeah, that'll help a lot.
Presumably we get enough time to like heal to full and like get rid of the wounded conditions, right?
Yeah, certainly would.
I'm just gonna put myself back up then if that's the case.
So we got 2 people notifying their here, they, and Nix. So I'll wait for the other guys. Guess it's a good time to say, if you guys are enjoying the stream, I did just hit Twitch affiliate, so if you got any Twitch Primes, you can always use that. It's basically for free. You already get one every month. And, of course, you can support me otherwise as well. In fact, you could go to my Patreon and find all the 60 plus maps that I have created for Kingmaker specifically. Every single map that you see on this stream is made by me and found on my Patreon. Half of them are free because they're remakes of Paizo stuff.
Can you get like a Twitch bid cup?
What's that?
People can throw bid. Can we? I feel like aren't there like those?
I think he's referring to like one of those on-screen widgets on a stream where like if a
Yeah.
viewer donates bits, it like falls into like a bin or a cup or something.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Maybe. Generally, I don't like things on streams that like connect them too much to Twitch as well, because these are also
Okay.
going up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Isn't there a way to like record it so like the actual stream widgets don't get like onto the video, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I think so. It's a possibility. Giraffe, you're here then. So
Yeah, I'm here.
put an X in chat to signify as such. So we got 4 out of 5 here. Just need Kiba. Sharon?
I was trying to make a joke. You said put an X in chat. I've never had an X. I don't have an X named Sharon. That's not actually a thing. It's just
Oh.
Sharon, please take me back.
Sharon, please.
X's and the O's, they haunt me.
That's a copyright song.
Well, it's my
Well, it's
original
not-
cover.
Look. They don't worry about him breaking copyright. If you've seen it badly enough, it doesn't count.
Wow, okay.
So, since we have 4 out of the
Okay, I'm
5 here.
back.
And there's Kiba. Alright. So, let's get back into it. Text off the screen. You guys do make your rest for the night. I will need a perception check for your rest here, though. As you make it, well, that's supposed to be private, so let me roll that. But do roll your perceptions.
He almost feels bad for the people who nearly died today, so he's gonna take watch for once.
Sure.
Sure.
I'll take the
Sure.
other.
Oh, okay, you can do it.
You need a rest a lot more than Giraffe.
As you guys watch for the night here, Giraffe, you don't have a good. You're mostly picking your fur clean of all that mud. You don't really have a good time watching, but luckily enough, nothing comes along. So,
Oh,
with that being said, let's move back to different music and
Oh.
no more rain.
Oh.
Happily enough.
long rest is nice though.
That being said, as you rest up, you've almost explored the entirety of Lake Silverstep. Where to from here?
Well, there's only. How's our boat doing? Is our boat alive still, or is it destroyed at this point?
I would roll a crafting check to keep it maintained.
I would like to roll a crafting check for us.
Sure.
Yarmos would like to assist.
I guess parents will. Can multiple people assist?
Yep, but
yeah,
only.
but they don't stack.
Yeah.
I need to roll out hidden. Excuse me.
No, it can be public. Only things that need to be hidden are recall knowledge, stealth, thievery. Well, actually, not even thievery. Deception and one other thing. Most
I mean-
things don't need to be blind.
I rolled the worst out of all of us. Great.
At the very least, Parent adds the +1 that you need for the DC 15 that I set there. So,
Jesus.
I like how Parent has a higher modifier to his crafting than both Gaz the Inventor and Yarm the Alchemist.
I think he was able to invest more into intelligence than me.
Inventors are a strength key class, right?
It's the key stat is intelligence, but like I had to obviously invest into like dexterity and strength just to like get some defense
Right.
and offense going.
Oh wait, no, my crafting should be expert. What's up with that?
Yeah, if it should be, then make sure to change it. But yeah, you're able to maintain it at least for one more day here. So,
Churches don't get like automatically updated in Foundry for some reason. Or at least like not all of the time.
yeah. But yeah, where to, guys? From here?
I believe our destination is down here.
Sure. Let's move you guys down. And who will be reconnoitering this hex as we begin to go along the shores of Lake Silverstep here?
Yarm can handle it again.
Sure. Going along the edges of Lake Silverstep, you begin to see that this western shore has a bunch of, it's very different from the eastern shore of mudflats. This one has idyllic swaths of nettles, cattails, reeds, and lilies. And yeah, the wildlife seems much more sustained in this part of the Silver Step lake here. But as you guys are going along, sort of like shoring your boat up for one moment to check inland for a moment, there is one sort of rumble out in the swamps, out in the water here, that attracts your attention. So I'm going to move you guys over. Giraffe and Parent and guys. As you guys are on this shoreline, sort of looking through the reeds, looking through the shores, doing your reconnoitering, something rumbles in the lake as all of a sudden you see this head sprouting from it that keeps elongating up and up and up before you realize that this creature is much bigger than you might have
Oh, no,
realized.
it's messy.
It is.
Okay,
So,
1, I love that token art. 2, Giraffe freaks out for a moment, like, and then he pacifies, like, oh, I thought that was a giraffe for a moment.
whatever it
Oh,
is.
that's what they look like.
Kind
Yeah,
of.
looks angry.
Description a lot. Long neck.
Are giraffes that scaly?
Thankfully not.
This tries to bite down towards you guys. Initiatives.
God, right into it.
That token
That
is
is a-
just so great.
Yeah.
It's so terrifying.
A dang Loch Ness monster owing me 350.
It's quite slow as it sort of births itself from the waters here, so Giraffe, we go to you.
Oh, cool. So I'm gonna guess that this thing has like 40 feet of reach. So,
Probably.
yeah. I'm going to make sure I parry. Then I'm gonna see how close I can get with one stride.
Okay. Sort of like going along the shoreline, jumping over to this island here. At this point... Actually, whoops, didn't mean to do that. One more would be it taking its attack opportunity.
Oh, cool. It has opportunity attacks.
And it has crits. Even with your parry up, you are chopped down on for 30 points of damage. As it quickly whips its maw towards you, its razor-sharp teeth biting into you pretty nastily. You can continue your turn from
No.
here.
Yeah, it's difficult.
No.
Do we need to do this?
It can't get on land, can it? We can just run.
I'm gonna make a lunging strike with my main gosh.
Okay.
I don't think you can stop Giraffe.
A giraffe also. Is that the maximum move you could take from there to there as one stride?
Well, I moved 25 feet, then you moved me an extra 5.
Right. But you wouldn't have stopped here, right? You would have taken a second stride.
Yeah.
So, when it crits you, it doesn't stop your movement. You could still continue that stride.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So then just a regular attack with my main gosh, because it's... Yeah.
Yeah. Stabbing in towards this whipping-necked creature. It will miss you, though. Or you will miss it, rather. It just can't get a strike in.
This isn't fun.
Parent, we go to your turn then.
Well, it seems like Giraffe is wanting to compete with this scaly giraffe, so I'm going to use Reach spell, and I am going to cast Hideous Laughter.
Okay.
On who?
Alright.
Not on Giraffe.
Use reaction.
I just wanted to check.
It does, unfortunately, critically succeed. I don't know why I'm doing blind. It should be Pillock. But, yeah, it does critically succeed there with a very good roll. It's going to be unaffected by it.
Well, that's all 3 of my actions.
Alright.
Freaking token!
ER.
Alright. Well, Yarm has 2 elixirs in hand. He uncorks them both with a single snap of his jaws, and pours 1 Drakeheart Mutagen down Gaz's throat, and 1 Fury Cocktail down Kiva's.
You're not using the one that I gave you. It does have a spell effect for it.
Oh, gotcha. Let's see.
I replaced the one that you had in the crafting section.
Oh, in the crafting section.
Yes,
Gotcha.
so you
Okay,
have to use
here we
the
go.
new
This
one.
one. This one.
Kiva
works.
accepts Fury.
So,
Right.
you can add that effect Fury to yourself, but you still have to tell me what of those many things you're using for that.
Good grief. I remember that I wanted to, right. There was one that was resistance to, physical, right? Yeah, that's the one, that's usually my go-to.
Double.
Yeah, double. There you go.
Double? Okay.
What even is double?
It's double the cocktail, just doubling it.
Oh,
So 2
great.
resistance for moderate. Alright.
Right, and then he's gonna finish off with trying to recall knowledge about this, archaic creature of the waters.
Sure. This will be a nature check, certainly.
Right.
Try to figure out what this thing is or what you can do about it. That'll be a success. This is a Elasmosaurus, a denizen of waters like this. This is a Nessie. This is a Loch Ness monster, certainly. What do you want to know about it? One thing.
Lowest saving throw, please.
Oops. Didn't mean to link my own
Is
Twitch.
this advertising the Twitch stream?
I was trying to, yeah. Trying to say its name. That was the last thing I copy pasted, but there we go. With that, you
Elasmosaurus.
said lowest save, correct?
Yep.
Lowest save is this reflex.
Oh, wonderful. This is an Elasmosaurus. Its spleen can make quite a nice spirit tonic. It's very slow, as you can tell from its flipper hands. So try to do things that might catch it off guard. That's it for your Moses' turn.
Kiba.
Before we transition,
Hmm.
Parenth is going to ask Yarmos, can you give me a poison dagger?
I'm out of hands for that.
Well, later.
Oh. Sure, I'll see what you can do.
Alright. Is this normal walkable terrain?
The water... That isn't, no. But Giraffe took sort of a 2 strides and way around there. So you can take 2 strides as well. Otherwise, yeah, it's always going to be 2 actions here.
Yikes. Yeah, this is rough. Oh boy.
I feel like I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is utter foolishness, but if you insist on fighting this, I'm going to defend you. I'm gonna try to move in. So we got a stride.
Yeah. Difficult terrain, sort of lunging into the water, then getting out the other side there.
Oh wait, it hasn't had a turn yet. I can stride.
Mm-hmm. You can go one further, in fact. That would be actually the reach that you need.
Okay, it was kind of.
Yeah.
It was easy to tell before the turn ring came up. It's like, oh, all right. So this is the range you need.
Mhm.
I can target it. I can actually theoretically hit it. But I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna I'm gonna try doing martial stance.
Sure. Marching through, raising your glaive high, but not really making a good show of it this time. As you don't seem to have your heart in this fight. Your allies don't see that as
Not
well.
wrong.
Now we go to the creature itself, finally to its turn. It will immediately strike down at Giraffe with its jaws.
We can talk about this.
Well, okay. That's how we're gonna do it with this one too. Yeah, you are dealt 44 damage.
Creature sees this.
It won't be enough. As 44 down to
Enfeeble.
38, it still puts Giraffe down to dying 2 from a crit. It will be enfeebled a
Cool.
bit. But then, it switches its gaze upon Kiba and go for another Jaws attack here. Well, natural 1, alright. Seems it put everything into
both
Giraffe and
ends.
nothing there. It just goes for one more because it doesn't really have anything else to do. Didn't get its combos or anything like that. That'll be a miss. There. Gaz, what do you do?
Oh boy. Good question. What do I do?
I like how this thing surfaced and saw us and was like, yeah, I don't like those guys. I'm gonna go attack them.
Maybe carnivorous.
Boy, I will. Even if it's probably gonna deck me, I will explosive leap towards it.
Alright.
That's not explosive leap. Excuse me. That was a misclick. I want to click that.
Sure, you want to explosive leap before you overdrive?
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna attack anyways.
Okay. Is overdrive an interact action?
It is not, but it is a movement action.
Oh,
Or what do you mean interact?
Sure, I thought it was.
overdrive. I
Either way,
meant overdrive, not leap.
you're able to
Oh.
leap in there. And as you do, as part of this movement that you're taking, it does cross over and through their attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I figured.
So it tries to swipe at you, and it will crit. For a total of not as best as they could do, 24 there, especially with the enfeebled reducing it.
Still wipes out most of my HP. Goddamn. I will then proceed to battle medicine Giraffe.
Oh boy.
Sure.
Obviously going for a assurance. So 2d8.
2d8 healing. Roll it out, and let's see. 11 to Giraffe, and also I do need your unstable check for the leap.
Radio. I forgot about that.
Not a
Almost,
critical
damn it.
success, but you stabilize your machinery for the moment.
Is it? I thought it was DC 17.
DC 7, yeah, you stabilize it for the moment so you don't take the damage from that.
Oh, that's
yeah.
true.
So you leap over, you heal up Giraffe, and take the opportunity attack. What else do you do?
Good question.
How?
Let's get out of here.
We don't need to do this.
For things I've been going, I'm gonna raise my
Fine.
shield.
Raising your shield. Giraffe, prone but alive. What do you do?
Giraffe be before the creature.
Yes, it would actually. So, Parent, it would be your turn.
Parents
Should
is
have
going
been
to
picture.
use Reach spell. And loose times around everybody in the group
Okay.
to quicken them so they can get away.
Quickening everyone with a quick release of extra time for them. You have one more.
That was all my actions.
Okay.
Because I had to reach spell to reach them.
Oh, right. Okay. Yarm.
Alright. Everyone, are we decided on running away yet? Anyone need convincing?
Nope, it's a good plan.
Excellent.
Well, Yarmer's going to,
Alright, you start
go
running.
ahead and do-
For the purpose of it, don't need to do the specifics of it. You're plenty far away to get far away there. So, Hiba, you running as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Alright, go ahead with that. Giraffe, on your turn. You get up and I assume run.
Yep.
Okay. So, it does leave one person behind as the creature sort of reels back around for another strike.
You know,
I'm in danger.
Can people
could I
grab?
use my lay on hands before running though?
Yeah, you could. Keep
Because I
it.
had 3 whole actions I could use to run. So
Because the quickened is a free move.
Yeah, so go ahead and lay on hands whoever you wanted to there.
with lay on hands, it would be 3. So that's 12 healing for Gaz before I go.
Yep, and I'll add that spell effect as well. As guys, you feel a little bit better, but looking up at this creature, let's see if all of that bolstering can help you here. As it strikes down again with its jaws, it will hit, but not crit.
God.
Deals a total of 16 points damage. It will then grab you with a grab trait
Oh no, not again.
within its jaws.
Oh no.
Okay. It will then
Not
use
gonna
another
abandon
action
him.
to drag below. It's going to use an athletics check
Uh,
to try to drag you further to it. 24 against your fortitude DC, which I don't think is going to be 14.
No, it's-
Drags you forward 5 feet. That'll be its turn. Guys,
Well, this went poorly.
very.
I will obviously try to escape.
okay. 21 total. This exactly gets to its athletics DC.
Oh boy.
You're able to just barely wrench yourself from its jaws as it tries to sort of like go back into the water, dragging you down. And as you claw your way back onto the ground, you have 3 more actions to run. So, I assume you do.
Yes.
And as you do, the creature sort of looks back up from the waters, looks over the shore. It can't follow suit, except for one more thing it can do. It could strike as an attack opportunity.
Would 2 strides or 2 steps in a stride get away from that?
2 steps and a stride.
Yeah, because he has 3 movement actions.
Yeah, so he could get.
If he gets to here, it is still within the creature's reach, which means if he starts a move action to move further away from its reach, he would be here though when he is struck by this attack opportunity. Only hit though for pretty good match, 21 there. As the creature isn't done with you guys yet, as Gaz tries to get away. That'll be his turn. Parent, what do you do?
Can you like drag people? Like how would that
Dragging
work?
is not something that is covered by the rules. Generally, I don't like running it because it just ends up with people dragging each other around the whole combat all the time. I find that actually quite annoying. But for the purposes of it, I still allow it, but it is 5 feet per drag once you get up to them. So 5 feet them, 5 feet you. Per action, I should say.
I am going to drain upon an item to cast Loose Times Arrow again. Can I target him while he's unconscious still?
Yeah.
Somebody get him up so he can get away!
Yeah, this went really awkwardly. Like I kind of misunderstood what you were saying when you were asking me if I was running too. But like, yeah, I was trying to withdraw, but yeah,
How do you mean, Kiba?
like Kiba wouldn't have run past everybody. I only dropped this over here because I thought you were just saying to just move your tokens to the side or something.
Sure. So, where would Akiba have stopped to make sure that everyone escaped?
About 20 feet away
Okay.
from the guy.
So, I'm allowing you to place your token back there since there was a misunderstanding. But for the purpose of it, we still have Parents done. Yarm, what are you doing to help him escape?
All right.
Thank you so much.
Hmm.
Hmm. Well, he's gonna do the only thing he knows. He's going to have his familiar valley him a bomb. Going to take a little stride over here, and that should be close enough for him to skunk bomb this
Sure.
creature.
Rushing into the half swampy lands here. Let's see your strike.
And I'm guessing
Yes.
loose times arrow is on everybody.
Correct.
Yep, make sure to target next time, but that'll be a hit.
Apologies. Ugh.
6 damage there, it'll roll its fortitude. If you...
Most importantly, though, it's mostly for debuffing, so that gas does not take another.
Yeah, put the
fatal hit.
actual effect of the thing in the chat there. There we go. Fortitude. Fort will be... Yeah, a creature
Oh
this
my
size.
god!
It's going to have a high modifier. So,
Alright, well. Your arm's out.
let's rush back with a quickened action. Kiba, be good to you.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Gaz looks like you're in a good spot to be able to step away. So I can do one last heal by moving back to you.
.12 healing there. Get some back up.
Mm. No, I think this is probably fine where I am. I'm just gonna
Stay.
stay here and wait for Gaz.
Are you sure?
'Cause I need Gaz to get out.
We saw it grab him. You're gonna get grabbed if you stay there.
I thought I'm out of its reach.
It can
If
move.
you're out of
Yeah.
it.
Then move.
It could probably waddle on land a little bit.
Mm. Okay, well, I guess I will move back then.
With how the turn orders are, it should be pretty easy for him to get up since the attack opportunity was already triggered. He should be able to escape here. So, Giraffe, do you do anything as Gaz is starting to get up and run?
There's nothing I can do. So, no.
Alrighty. So, Gaz, on your turn, I assume you get up. I assume you
He
start running.
clambers to his feet and just scurries in the direction of the party.
And as its jaws try to snap at you there, it's not going to be enough. With that quickened action, with all of that help from your allies, you get enough onto the shore there where the creature doesn't seem like it's able to pursue very fast. It could waddle a little bit onto the shore, but even then, it takes all 3 actions to get even here. 5 feet per. But then at that point, you guys have another round, and you're already running from that. So, that'll be the end of that encounter as the creature goes back into the water. As you guys ran away.
Oh boy.
You need to stop yourself. You need to stop throwing yourself at the biggest thing you can find. You're almost as bad as a Miri.
You nearly got Gaz killed.
I'll certainly need a bit of patching up after this one.
Frustrating.
Oh, whoops. This is a Thay that I use for testing maps. I guess he was hidden here.
Is he canon?
No.
Wow.
He's larger.
I wonder if he snuck his way.
Is that your twin brother?
If he was under those trees, he probably snuck his way into my Patreon pack too. I'll have to fix that later. But anyway.
Yeah, it's a little surprise.
Well, I have a thing, like a reminder, that says remove Thays from maps when I'm done with them. Didn't get that one. But I assume you guys head out.
Yep. Well, that was glad to see that we dealt with that the kobold way for once.
We will have to come back here in the future to take care of that, I'm sure.
Well, who knows? This is quite far from our lands. Seems more of a lizard folk problem.
If we want them to be our allies, we should support them.
Well, we'll just wait for them to ask for help, then we can get a favor out of it.
So from here, I assume you guys have a rest. Later in the day, after reconnoitering all that, your boat basically sinks into the water at this point.
I actually don't know a good song for like goodbye boat.
Go ahead and take your watches for the night here.
Yarmos is going to be.
I'll
Yarmos
take a watch.
took more watches than he has in a while, so he's going to not take a watch.
I took one of them.
Giraffe, it's a pretty good night for you. You don't see anything amiss in the hills here. Who else is taking the second watch?
Pantheon.
Sure. Both of you are pretty clear, pretty good on your rest, or on your watches rather. Nothing is amiss. Nothing comes around. And daylight comes again. So, where to from here, guys?
Think we wanted to head like southwest and then like make our way up here.
Alrighty. So, as you head down here, who's reconnoitering?
Yarmos well.
Sure. Having a look around, you're pretty sure as you reach the river here, this does seem to be another river, the Little Selen, I think it is. I might be incorrect about that. But to your south, you know these sort of hill lands are the Selen Hills, beyond the Common Lands. Well, you'll have to deal with them at some point. That being said, nothing is amiss here, so for the purposes of it, we'll say as you guys can quickly get along the river here, you can continue with this day of travel. Where do you go next?
North, probably, since we want to like explore everything anyhow.
To the north? Sure. Roll your reconnoiter here.
Who's rolling the reconnoiter? I can. Oh, someone else.
Nope, I'm rolling other things.
I'll reconnoiter then.
Sure. Well, again, as you're looking around here, just vast swaths of hills interspersed with like these trees between them and up at their tops. It's very craggy in these hills. Not the best for farming, but, well, might be some good mining locations here. Nevertheless, nothing amiss here. You guys will take your rest tonight, since you will certainly be tired after all that trekking. Who's taking the watches?
I'm gonna take it a whole lot, but I guess I can take one more.
I'll go one too then.
Okay.
Okay. Let me just have a look at something. You guys make your rest here. These lands are quite expansive, quite easygoing it seems. Not many creatures dangerous around here. You see plenty of like forest animals, other things, but the hills give good protection to anything hunting for people like you. So nothing amiss during the night here as well. I certainly am checking every time, but not hitting those DCs. Not yet, at least. A new day arises, where to from here? Done.
Keep going.
Who's reconnoitering in this location?
You're almost welcome.
Okay.
He almost gets to the habit of reconnoitering so that he doesn't have to take watch.
Woo!
And as you guys approach this region, it feels wilder here as you get into sort of like a low valley among the hills. The forests and a small river that runs through it are teeming with wildlife, almost too much so, like this was some sort of nature reservation. As you're looking over this little valley here, there's a resounding whoosh over your head as a great flying leathery scaled creature sort of like shoots overhead just above you. I'm gonna want stealth checks from everyone here, as you are in some wild,
Oh.
strange lands here.
Oh, why?
Oh no.
Oh, goody.
Uh,
Oh
visible,
no.
right?
Public, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Public?
Yeah, or no, blind. These are stealth checks.
Oh shoot.
Stealth checks, recall knowledge, and deception are the things that go blind.
Gareth, these one of your folks.
Okay, so I do see some of you doing really well and some of you doing very poorly. Making up for the poorness of your allies, some of you sort of like Gaz, you're able to sort of like pull Giraffe down. Kiba's able to pull Giraffe as well as he sort of like stands up, blade at the ready or something there. And Yarm, you're able to sort of, as you're whispering to Parents, sort of distract him as well, as Parents may be looking up to find perhaps Brethren himself. It's able to swoop over. Parents, to your eyes, it doesn't seem like a full dragon, more like a drake. But still, amongst the teeming wildlife of this little valley here, it looks substantial in its own right. You narrowly avoided it there. It flies off.
Guy sort of like angrily shouts at Giraffe. You're just out to get us killed by giant lizards today, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Just blame it on me. Why don't you?
This week, you mean? I know it all feels like one day, but it's been a while.
I don't think that one was Giraffe's fault.
He was standing there, dumbfounded and looking at it.
So you gotta let this stand, Barrett? Let another dragon in your territory?
That was definitely not a dragon.
Oh.
If it was
Well,
a
it's-
dragon, it would have beat us.
Dragon adjacent enough, wouldn't it? Maybe it has a horde somewhere.
Can they be tamed?
I know, can parents be tamed?
Parent isn't a non-dragon.
Roll animal handling.
Maybe we should move on unless there's something of interest here. I don't want to be caught.
Doesn't seem like, I mean, there's much You could certainly, if you wanted to go hunting, there are plenty of dangerous creatures in these wildlands, but you don't exactly have any reason to.
Well, we could tell Amiri about this place. Maybe she can deal with it.
So with that being said, it's a good place to mark on your map, but for now, you guys head on your way to the next location, I assume, here.
Yep.
Who's reconnoitering this hex?
Parents can do it.
Sure. As you're going along here, Parent, you spot something at a sort of river ford over the Silver Step River here. It seems like an entourage, a caravan of some sort. That I am misremembering something about. Hold on. Let me see 1 second. Where is this? No, wait, never mind. Wait, did you? I may be having deja vu. For a second here. I'm trying to remember if your group encountered what this is or not. I'm pretty sure now I'm remembering it was a different big fighter person who did something. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So
Yeah, I don't think we've met any wandering groups.
yes.
Yeah.
So for that, I'm gonna move you guys over to a new scene. I run.
Parent is going to gesture to it for the other group,
Mm.
and he's gonna ask, "Should we go say hi, or do you think it's dangerous?"
Well, they aren't our lands. If they're dangerous, then that's a bad thing to leave.
Oh, there's a wagon here.
As you guys arrive here, yes, you do see a wagon that seems to have been trapped in the waters here, and as it has been, you also see a horse that's sort of at its back trying to pull out, but it seems like the horse is just so scared that it's not really making much progress here. But also, it seems like it is surrounded by a couple of gnomes, quite a few of them in fact, an entourage of such. One in the
Oh
back
my
sort of like
goodness.
slicked black hair, with alchemical equipment at their sides, sort of shouting at the others, "What are you imbeciles doing? Get around it and get the ropes off of it. Just, why did I hire you?" How do you guys proceed? Seems like they're so occupied by this.
At the word of hiring, Gas does step forward a little bit. He does like the sound of that. This fella does seem to have some money, so why don't we give him a hand to...
Yes.
You
We
know,
can probably handle this diplomatically.
Giraffe, why don't you help them get their wagon out of the river?
Let's not be sneaky and let's do a straightforward approach. See if they would accept our aid. That way we would know if they have hostile intentions very quickly.
we'll introduce ourselves as adventurers for hire, of course.
I
Wouldn't
know
you
you're
want the,
trying, just So they're continuing to shout there.
You sure you don't want to try to get some leverage by letting them know that we're the settlers? We
Oh.
own this place.
We can
Let's
do that
not jump
after.
to that. Come now.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Okay. As you rush up to the side of the lake here, or river, as they're shouting to each other, trying to get this thing free, one at the other end, the slick black hair, seemingly leader of them, does notice your approach. Now, get it over. Ho there. Would you mind giving us a spot of help? Yes, I mean you on the other shore.
Yes, is everything all right?
What does it look like? Of course it's not all right. We're about to lose all of our research and valuable traveling supplies. Are you going to help?
I don't see why not, sure.
I suppose.
Of course.
Gonna approach.
Get out of their way, you imbeciles. As
Let's check all the wheels. Let's see if anything is getting them stuck.
as you guys are rushing up to it, whoever wants to check at the wheels there can roll me a crafting check. the horse is sort of like bucking, trying to, well, it's frightened.
Parents will swim in there and check it out as well.
I will re-roll my crafting check.
Sure.
Wow.
Kiba, you, in the spirit of helping these guys, Parenth is able to confirm it. One of the wheels on the other side of the wagon has been lodged up against that rock, and the horse sort of like jostling around isn't helping things.
Someone who's good with animals should probably keep that horse calm.
What kind of check would that be? Survival?
It would be a nature check or diplomacy check.
I'm not good at either of those.
I can do diplomacy.
Kiba engages in diplomacy with a horse.
I could
If
try.
you have some sort of way to communicate with the horse, diplomacy is unless you do, it's a -4 on the diplomacy check.
Parent can try to help the horse not be so panicked if Kiba doesn't.
I guess
You
I'm
all
just
see if you
muscle.
can take care of the rock that's on the other side there.
Yeah, I'll work on that.
I'll see if I can help calm this horse.
On with it.
Remember, keep its eyes closed. That'll help.
Alright, Giraffe, you get around the other side. Roll me a intellect check. Gaz, what are you doing now?
I want to use my mining law for that.
Sure, absolutely. Seeing if, well, with your mining gear sort of like automated on your back there, maybe you could help out as well. In fact, you're able to sort of like break up the rock a little bit and make it a little bit easier for Giraffe to pull it free. And as Giraffe sort of pulls it away, the horse begins to buck and starts surging forward. Not with that, though. As you, even with the -4, the DC was 20, you're able to calm the horse, just impart to it non-verbally that, hey, everything's fine, we got you free, just go slowly up the shore.
We got this, little horse. We got this. You're okay. You're in good hands.
And as the horse and the cart, I didn't make a tile for the cart, so the cart's going to stay there, but as it and the horse get up onto the shore, you hear a sort of very quick series of claps from this black-haired gnome here. Well done indeed. It seems our stature was our downfall this day. Usually it's not. By the way, who are you?
You can call me Kiba. A wandering adventurer of sorts.
Of sorts. Well, when I hear that from people, they usually have something to hide. What do you have to hide?
We don't. I don't. Guess?
We adventurers for hire. We admittedly were looking to make a quick buck, but I suppose the deed is already done.
Roll me a deception check.
Oh shoot, that should be hidden. That's all right.
Does need to be hidden, yeah.
Oh no, we're gonna lose that 18.
Quaint. I'm sure, also, that I am just a wanderer for hire. What with all of my mapping equipment inside, that's just for getting around, it's not for, well, exploring.
Guys, I think we can be completely open.
I think you're right.
We are actually the new stewards of this land.
Stewards. In another word, you're the ones Jamandi Aldore sent off.
Oh yes.
Absolutely.
I was told you would be in these parts. Didn't know I would run into you. I thought you'd be conducting your business at your capital. I was trying to get there. I hope it's not a rundown heap where I can resupply something at least. By the way,
It's a work in progress.
Jubilost Narthropple, explorer, writer, renowned across the world. At your service. Well, not really. Not yet, perhaps.
Giraffe lets out a. Can't help but let out a giggle upon hearing his name.
We do apologize for being reluctant to share too much too early. We have had some issues with folks in these parts, and we wanted to be very careful not to give too much away as to weaken our position.
Jubilos.
Of course. Well, you quite well failed at that endeavor. I could see right through your ruse from the get-go.
I'm not a liar. I do my business honestly most of the time. I'm sorry.
Well, you know why I saw that. First, you didn't ask for payment before you helped me.
I
Force
have a
adventurers
tendency
for
to just
hire.
leap into action without even thinking about such things.
That makes you heroes, not adventurers for hire, then. Nevertheless, I am in these regions to explore your holdings. I've already had my fill of Katapesh, and, well, Absalom is yearning for another journal of the natural sciences of this region, so I figured I'd come here while you're trying to settle it. See what you can do.
Heroes?
Well, it remains to be seen if I write heroes in my journal or something else.
Heroes?
Former heroes might be true as well.
So, what is the precise nature of your field of study? Are you looking into the wildlife or the geography, the geology?
Oh, there are many things that befall my studies. I'm a dual major of exploration and discovery. Out of Absalom, of course. But currently, I'm more of a journalist. Most of my journeys are for writing in my articles, magazines, other things that those in Absalom yearn for. Aldor, or Andor as well. I forget what that place is called. Either way. Yes, I'm a journalist of such. And a resounding intellect, if I do say so myself.
Well, that would be good. Well, it would be quite a good way to expand our holdings with new immigrants, if that's the case.
Oh, dear, I am no immigrant to your lands. I'm an explorer of it. I may stay a while if there is a lot to discover, especially in your wake, as you deal with the threats of these lands. Oftentimes they are too hostile for one of my nature to, well, go about. I'm quite proficient in the alchemical arts, I do say so, but it doesn't always help, especially with this sort of company. They sort of look behind themselves. The other gnomes gathered.
Well, we have done a lot here already. Do you want to see one of our maps? Or would you
Oh.
rather experience it firsthand?
I generally don't cross-pollinate maps of others to mine. They often get it wrong.
I would at least like to warn you about
I don't know.
a
Maybe they have a
creature.
better vantage point.
You say that you are the barons of this land, right? You are the commanders of it. You be
That's
exploring.
right.
Perhaps I could offer my services. And in exchange, I get access to, well, whatever you discover. I could follow in your wake whenever you've dealt with whatever nasties are striking out from those places. And, well, I'd have first dibs because you would immediately come and tell me.
Well, we can already pretty much point you in the direction of a landmark that your readers would probably be very interested in.
Ah, but good sir, I am looking for a continual opportunity here. A beneficial contract between us both. I imagine that in your burgeoning kingdom, you're looking for somebody with an intellect that will establish something, well, helpful for you. In fact,
You're not
I
wrong.
also minored in... off the top of my head, I am blanking on the study of money and accounting. I minored in accounting, so I could make a good treasurer for you.
As it stands, that's exactly a position we need to fill.
Well, I never doubted that.
Saw right through us again.
Very well. I'll head in the direction of your capital, and you will, of course, pay me in standard monetary value for a treasurer's work, as well as pay me in information about any landmarks and other things in this region. Sound fair to you?
I believe this is a very good arrangement.
Very well. See you there. Now let's get going, and let's avoid the rivers this time. I don't think there is any other river in our way.
The parents will warn them about like the wildlife valley at least. So don't like try to go through there.
We'll avoid that. Tally-ho, let's go. as the horse saunters through, the other gnomes are walking along. That'll be that encounter with Jubilost and Throple.
Did he just talk us into hiring him?
He called us heroes.
I think he
I
talked
thought-
He
Keeper
seemed like
into
a bit of
hiring
an
him.
ass.
I thought that seemed like an okay arrangement.
I like him
Blaney,
very
he's-
much.
He seems just like another gnome I know. Oh,
Keeper
Yes.
didn't even negotiate.
Jarmos, at least this one didn't try to fireball us.
What was there to negotiate?
His rates.
his rate is that he gets.
What do you mean?
Is that the information?
Well,
Is it not?
We have to
Well-
pay him, but think about the good this will do to our kingdom. If he's going to be writing a journal about our lands, that might bring more people and stuff, right?
The pursuit of knowledge, history, all of that, that is extremely valuable to arts, to the culture, to safety,
to our
to-
caucus.
development.
Knowledge can be sold, Keeper. Don't forget that.
I'm not sure I understand.
Think about it. If you knew like a secret, say the burial mound and its contents and whatsoever, you could probably find someone who's interested in the history, for example, of the civilization that was there. You could probably get a good amount of money from introducing them to that place.
Oh, Jubilost will love that place.
Yes.
I don't think that this is the way we want to be doing things.
Yeah.
Shouldn't knowledge be free flowing so we can aid our allies and get more help ourselves?
Yeah.
Hmm. If you insist, I shall go by your rules. I tend to be more pragmatic in my pursuits.
We will need to fill our coffers, yes. This cannot be denied. However, I believe we can accomplish this in a more equitable fashion.
Or we can always just vote on it next time we'll meet up for the town hall.
That's a fair point.
So, with that being said, let's move you guys back out into the Stonelands proper. Now, from here, you feel like you've explored quite a bit of these lands, and it may be time to head back and check in on your home on Scaleport. You've been away for a while, and, well, good to check in with your kingdom every once in a while.
And we should also officially name it.
Yeah, that too.
A kingdom turn would probably be good.
You don't necessarily have to do a kingdom turn, but just going back to town after a week or two of travel there would be a good thing. Just, well, check in. Make sure
yeah,
that,
because
you
there
know.
could be just people there that weren't there before, visitors or something like that
Yeah.
too. Good point.
More quests.
So,
Also, we
still
should-
ultimately up to you guys if you want to keep exploring or go back though.
We can always just come back here later, and that will give the lizard folk
Yeah.
more time to
Yeah, I was about to say. We should
deal with
probably
that thing.
check in on the lizard folk as well afterwards.
You can also continue exploring right from home, right from next to home.
Which hex is? Okay, that's the hex system.
Yeah. So, as you guys follow the river back home, and over the next couple of days, it's pretty safe in your home region of Tuskwater here, so no need to make checks or anything like that. And as you return, I feel like I didn't actually show you guys your updated Kingdom Hall, as it seems like Kesnigares and the others that you sort of hired and all that have been quickly putting together the Staglord's Fort into something very, well, different than it was before. I'm gonna move you guys over and have you guys sit down here.
It's weird to call this place home. The suit skill mines have been mine for so long.
This looks
Oh, they
familiar.
cleaned this place up.
Ooh.
Familiar in a sense. It's certainly the Aldori style of hall. It is a little bit more narrow, but still, 5 seats up to the north there, seemingly imported from the Aldori. Keston and Grass sort of like directs some of the others. There's still a bit of scaffolding up here as you guys arrive. And up there,
Glad
no,
they got me a cushioned seat.
they're not going to want. Ah, there you are. Welcome. I hope you like what we've done with the place. We took
It's
some liberties. But
marvelous.
there was a lot of stone remaining over of the Staglord's fort. Repurposed as such. The rest of the building, though, is wooden in construction. But yes,
Certainly gonna make us look very official if you ever receive someone in here.
official enough for vassals of Lady Germandi.
Are 3 of the chairs taller than the others?
3 of the chairs? What do you mean?
Like, for our shorter members.
Well,
Otherwise,
Oh.
are they booster seats?
they're like the extra cushions. Yeah, you can bring over.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
You all have done quite well here. This is good craftsmanship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm in love.
Yes. By the way, a gnome came by. They said they met you, and they've already made themselves at home, in fact.
Yeah, we can corroborate that. He's
His name is
our
Jubilost.
newest hire.
You hear a door sort of burst open from the side there. Ah, yes, there you are. I, took the liberty of following through on our agreement. Your books are terrible, by the way. I had to organize them. Awful accountancy. Who was dealing with that before I arrived?
A friend.
Someone we picked up along the way, just like you.
You see Jod Kavkin also come out from the same room. That would, he wasn't believing me at the time, but that would be me. You allowed a you allowed a holy man to do your accounting? Jublas responds.
Why?
Well, it is cleric work, isn't it?
Theirs have 2 different definitions to them, but good that I'm here, certainly. You would have lost a lot of your gold, if not. In fact, with Jubilast in the treasurer position, he is one companion that automatically invests in that position. So it gives you that investment bonus as if a player was
Love
in
it.
it.
That's good.
He's also the only treasurer you get in the video game for like 10 levels, so yeah, he's really good. Anyway. Well, I'll still stay around, of course, if you need advising on religious matters, but I'll make my exit. Say
Oh my
something, make
God.
things back.
You did a good job.
I'm sure I will be taking advantage of that. I will absolutely want to be sure that I understand all I need to know about religious matters, especially in my position.
No.
Did he look sad?
Slightly.
Aw.
Like
I
he
imagine
just
probably a little bit of relief as well, though.
he's kind of old man that when somebody just barges in and starts taking over his work, he's just like, oh, right. Well, I see where I'm needed and see where I'm not. Yeah, he quickly made his exit there. But he's still around, of course, to help you guys out. Speaking of, Jubilas sort of nods to each of you. Yes, Keston, you were going to talk to them about those traps that came in? I mean, peasants of yours? Yes, I'll go do my work. I don't need to deal with the, commoners. As he sort of, like, quickly leaves, just without letting anybody respond to him.
I think we're gonna get along just fine with this guy.
He is voiced in the game so ADHD like this that I get to do it, and it's great. Because I can actually speak fast. So, that being said, Keston will sort of, like, step back. Yes, I'm going to get a headache from that one, but, you, do have some ruling to do, in fact. So there are some, peasants that have some concerns, in fact.
Well, send them in, send them in.
Oh, shall we take our seats? We have to look imperious for it.
Who sits in which seat?
Well, I know what my seat is.
Keston goes to the door. Call them in.
Oi.
3 people go for the same seat at the same time.
These guys are playing musical chairs up there. I get to have some time to look for my tokens. Where are they?
Oh, cool. This is nice and cushioned.
Why don't we allow Gaz to take the center seat? I
Why?
shall take the seat to his right.
He's so small. He doesn't need that much seat.
I'm broader than you. I need that much seat.
He is pretty wide.
That's
yes.
a good point. I'll let you have it. Your broadness.
Your broadness. Okay.
Yeah,
Here they are. Okay, I was looking for them. You see two figures step in. One very much like a peasant man, sort of wielding a... not wielding, but wearing a red leather cap. The other, however, looks like a huntsman of a sort. And they sort of like step up through the room, looking around, a little bit in awe, in fact. Probably for the peasantry, of course. This is a pretty nice place. Do I, stand here? I've never been in a lord's chamber before.
I don't know, where is? I've never been a lord before, to be honest, but I guess it's the first time for both of us.
This is fine, of course. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Name's, Ned. Ned Jones.
Well, lad, what concern brings you to us?
Well, I saw something in the ditch, yesterday. I think, I saw a lady's hand reaching out for me. I thought she was tripped or something, but I got closer and she didn't move. And I smelled something bad, and she was ripped up by something. She was dead. Something's going around killing people. You gotta do something about this.
Where did this occur? Was this in town or where?
The other man sort of like steps up along the side of them. It occurred, down one of the, small roads, very close to town, in fact. Let me introduce myself first. I'm a traveler. I'm a hunter. Hunting pelts in your land. I assume I can do that, right? You don't have any laws against that.
Not for now.
Correct.
For now, okay. So we're on the same page. Yes, I am... I've been playing a lot of Game of Thrones. I'm like, Jorah Mormont. No, Game of Thrones, CK3. So yes, his name will be Jorah. He just introduced himself as Jorah. There we go. Yes, I can confirm that, there were not one, but two bodies there as... Well, I'm the best tracker that you have in town. Something definitely big, some beast attacked them. But that's as far as my expertise goes.
Is this any a cause for concern? I do believe we have the skill set among us to handle it if the local forces cannot.
Well, if there's something already attacking our citizens, we should take care of it quickly.
I agree.
Absolutely. We should show the people that we can
Go after
we can
it.
take action. We can be relied upon.
Keston sort of like comes up and nods. Yes, we've been spread thin. We don't exactly have the funds to have guards along every road going in and out of town, especially with bandits sometimes trying to prowl on those settlers. Lesser bandits, lesser creatures, we can deal with them, but we can't do investigations or, again, patrol every road. Especially during the night, and from what they told me, this did happen in the night.
And how long ago did you find these bodies then?
The commoner sort of responds, It was 2 days ago, I think. Not too recent. The sort of hunter responds, which implies that death was not that recent either. Perhaps that night before the morning.
You did well to bring this to us. We will absolutely do everything in our power to take care of this.
Thank you, Lord, sir. I don't want anything to happen like that to me. Sort of like gives a like strange like nod and then tries to go to a bow, but then stops, just doesn't know what to do, and then quickly just makes his exit. The other hunter also sort of nods a quick nod and exits.
Well, it seems like two things to add to our list: investigate these murders and to add a protocol for receiving guests and what they should be doing.
I feel like we might also benefit from adding a curfew for the time being, simply because this thing attacks at night.
At least until the issue is taken care of, perhaps.
Yes.
Yeah, we can patrol a bit.
We should be extra clear that this is for the sake of, well, avoiding this particular danger.
Right away. I'll set the curfew. You and you don't need to guard this place too much while they're here. They can fight for their own, I'm sure. You've shown it to me. Let's go. It's the two goblins that were randomly assigned here. Also, leave with Keston. So, that leaves you guys. Heading up.
Yes, I would love to take care of this as soon as possible.
Same.
Alright.
For sure.
So, move back to your actual like kingdom area here for the time being. Drawing failed for my stream watcher thing. That's annoying. Let me see if I can fix that. Ah, yes, it chooses now to completely fail at everything. Let's try a map that you already went to. There we go. Maybe? Nope. Okay. Gotta reset that. That's annoying. Scene view. Gonna put up the gas protection. Fix this here. Scene view, just completely blank. Alright. Let's do that and interact with it to fix it up here.
Drum's taking a dip in the lake.
Why the heck? It logged me out. Okay. So you take a dip in the lake there. Buying time for me as I get this back working. So, launch game and select the stream. There we go. Loading on up, and it decided to load out for some reason. Okay. Join game, please. Loading up, and there we go. Okay. We are back here. Just need to do one more thing. Close that, and we're set to go. So remove the gas defense and bring you guys back to Scaleport. There we go. It actually loaded it this time. So in your town here, you had, learned that this occurrence occurred somewhere farther, sort of towards the woods, perhaps, where people are, making farms out further from the town, since you guys want to keep this all for, development, of course. And as you guys head out that direction, you do start to see what these people described. Those bodies sort of in the wheat fields on the side of the road, sort of, you see a road and then there's a little bit of a ditch down to the wheat fields itself, and just beyond the ditch are, many flies circling about, and these two bodies that have been left there for a couple days, in fact.
They've yet to even be interred.
I don't think we have
Yeah.
like graveyard set up yet, so I can't really blame that on people.
Well, Straff, is this not your area of expertise? Tracking whatever might have done this?
So move the houses so I can actually click into Yarm there. But yeah. It is perhaps his expertise, so how do you proceed with the investigation, guys?
I want to look at their wounds and like maybe make some sense of that.
Medicine check there.
Public, correct?
Sure.
Oh yes.
As you're looking at the bodies, the strange thing is that it looks like these bodies on first appearance were killed by bites from a large animal. Most likely a wolf or warg or some sort of creature like that. They appear to be partially eaten, however, which is a strange part. But there's also additional unusual details that, with your expertise in medicine, you're able to find out here. A critical success. There are bruises that are in keeping with hands gripping the victims, as if the creature was bipedal.
Oh.
I had a look at this thing,
Can
and
I have a look at the prints of a survival check to see if I know, or would that be a nature?
Give me a survival.
Cool.
things are coming together for me, and they are not painting a pretty picture so far.
Sure, if that can be public. Anything that is not like recalling knowledge in your mind as something you're actively doing, it can be public, since you'll immediately know like results of that. I also have to go over to that and scroll it down on my other end. But yeah, Giraffe, as you're looking at this, yeah, you can confirm that this was some sort of wolf creature. And you can find that some of these tracks do start to move away from the kill site here, if you want to follow them.
I think we all have some answer in mind. I don't know if it'll be metagaming.
No, it can certainly be something that you guys start to realize yourselves. Mythological creatures are quite common.
It must be an animal tamer of some sort.
Is there a check I can make to confirm this?
Yeah, you can roll me your Arcana.
I mean, in terms of bipedal and wolf, there's like not much that applies for that, I'm pretty sure.
Parent, you're pretty
So
sure.
what's the moon looking like around this time of the month?
It would be waning gibbous.
Gotcha.
Had a full moon recently. Parent, as you're putting together all the dots, this sounds like a werewolf attack.
Okay, there we go. No, we don't have to just keep in our
Yep.
throats.
You
Now it's
can say
officially
it
out
too
there.
without like having to do the checks for it. You already had enough information from those checks to figure that out. But
I mean, that's just a little concerning, don't you think?
Well, yeah, it could be anyone. So why don't we go around and stab all the villagers with silver? That should sort things out.
I mean, there's also a chance it just was Giraffe sleepwalking. He also fits the bill technically.
Wow, you think I murder people in my sleep?
No, you murder people outside of your sleep.
You don't suppose somebody here might have some knowledge of these creatures?
The Huntsman is probably our best candidate for that, I'd say.
He did say he was a tracker, didn't he, and a hunter?
you did.
There's also the Holy Men of Aristil.
Giraffe, as this is occurring, you're sort of like following these tracks. And from your survival check there, you're able to see that they start to go into sort of like a copse of trees that sort of makes up the edge of this wheat field here. And it seems like at this point, you need to roll me another survival check as you're trying to follow them through a different environment here. Starting to lose progress. Giraffe.
Like there have been any fangs or claws left behind.
So
the
losing
feature.
progress on the trail.
Yeah, roll me another survival check.
Okay.
To sort of keep going. Because a different environment in this forest, you are able to determine that it seems like through some of the bushes here, you're not able to like completely follow the exactness of it, but there's a set of barefoot human tracks made around the same time as those wolf prints, sort of in this copse as they move about. And it seems like those human tracks head back into town here. Not sure exactly where in town, but into your center of town.
Oh, that's not good.
And the tracks just stop, or did they just leave in the town and go somewhere else?
You're just not able to tell because it gets a little bit more dry in town.
Ah,
With the walking. I will say that there's very few like notable locations in town. There's a few shacks and there's the houses you built. There's also someone's inn that they sort of like set up here. And then there's your keep, your town hall.
I do insist, townsfolk. We need to check all of your feet.
I don't know how I
Either-
feel about that.
We only have
Right.
to go off of.
We definitely should ask around the townsfolk to see what they might have heard at night from the neighbors, perhaps.
Well, perhaps the best place to go searching and asking is the town's tavern, or the little tavern that's been set up. Yes, this doesn't count as an inn that you built, but it sort of is at the same time. It's here.
No, I'm trying to look for every excuse to like use this thing to just figure it out.
Origin Ungent. Two objects, or you can check if the two share an origin.
Yeah, things like claws or fangs, or maybe even saliva that might have been left behind, but I'm not sure if it's feasible to get any of those.
Roll me a perception check. You'll only do
Gotcha.
this once, and yeah. We'll see if you find anything. Okay.
I'll even hero point that.
You are able to find. This can be public since. Oh no, it's
Okay.
perception. Never mind. You are able to find what seems to be someone's loose hair. Some loose fur, in fact, actually. From the werewolf.
Interesting.
Just these
Well.
tiny little pieces in the grass.
Looks like we got some traces.
So,
Well,
Are we gonna have the whole town submit themselves for inspection so you can make
Perhaps
them
we
look at
could-
this hair?
perhaps we should keep this covert, but we can always have a way of confirming things for sure if we have a suspect.
We should also start thinking about what we even do with the suspect once we have him.
I would like to speak to Jod.
well, Jod's over in the town hall. Let's go. Over to that. Where did I put it? There it is.
Where do
Tristan's our
we
actual.
live?
Not exactly on the thrones, but yeah.
God,
See-
you haven't
Tristan
seen
is
I'd
like-
speak face to face.
Hmm.
Tristan is our actual religious counselor, and we're just leaving him in the dirt.
Is he actually here or is he out again somewhere?
No, he's been sort of milling about the town hall here, reading scripture, stuff like that. Oh, there you are. What need have you?
I was hoping to pick your mind for knowledge if you happen to have what we're looking for. As a priest of Aristil, a deity of the natural world and its creatures, I wonder if you might have any knowledge of werewolves.
Werewolves. That's concerning. I did hear of those killings. I know a bit about them. They are terrible creatures, cursed to strike out at those, well, around them, cursed for bloodlust every full moon. Though they can also change whenever they want. It's just under the full moon that they are, well, perhaps unable to resist its urges.
Cursed, you
Yeah.
say?
Well, it was a full moon a few days ago. We could infer that this might not have been a voluntary transformation or killing.
Perhaps it wasn't, but still, they murdered 2 people.
If this is a cursed sort of thing, can they be saved?
Well, it is not within our power. Not within mine, certainly. It would require a powerful spell, one that I cannot cast at my current proficiency. It would be a case where nobody around here could do it for us. Save for that witch, perhaps. She seems to be a powerful spellcaster, a breaker of curses even.
I was just thinking of that as well. I mean, we can. She seemed like she could see things, so maybe she could help us further looking for who it might be.
But we also have to think of how we will adjudicate this should we find our suspect.
We may have to give her a gift. How what? You can speak.
Well, how might the families of the victims feel if we were to simply cure his curse and let him be on his way? We will have to consider how cases like this fits into our burgeoning justice system.
Then we may need to be careful about how we go about discovering the identity of the werewolf or werewolves.
It is a concern. This shows set precedent for, well, killings that occur under duress, or not even duress, but just out of their control completely. Because werewolves, they have no control during their killing sprees. I've heard stories of them being very regretful, but sometimes they fall to the curse as well. You don't know if we're dealing with someone who is remorseful or not.
Well, the way I see it, if these are the only 2 that were killed, I'm going to assume that this person doesn't want to do it.
That thought had crossed my mind as well. There may be hope.
Do you know where you're going to look for this person?
No clue. One thought is to just do patrols at night to see if it comes out.
I would check at the tavern. Ask around there. People might have seen something.
That's a good
Time
idea.
with drink, people are more forthcoming, especially to the rulers of the land.
Is there any sort of a magic that can point to somebody if we have something of theirs?
Now that I do not know.
One moment, please. No, I've got nothing.
Yeah. Tracking spells, divination, stuff like that is pretty high level in PF2E.
Well, thank you for the suggestion, and thank you for talking with us about this. Do you think you could maybe take care of the bodies? Put them to rest in a proper way?
Perhaps. I would like you to build us a cemetery, and perhaps a shrine as well to Aristil. But, not under exchange here. I will of course do this task for you.
Yes, we will definitely want to prioritize that as soon as we can.
Very well. Sort of gets up, dusts himself off. They will gain the proper rights. Am I to keep this a secret from their families?
For the time being, I would like that to be a secret. One more thing, actually. You know a little bit about the werewolves. If we do have to fight them, do you know a weakness?
Well, naturally, werewolves are weak to silver. It burns their blood. Silver being a reflection of the moon itself.
Thank you very much. I very much appreciate your help.
They can be dangerous beasts, so be careful when you're around them. Even if you outnumber it, it might be Might be too powerful for you.
You're just setting job with all of the honestly really awful jobs. From being the deadbeat treasurer to now being our deadbeat graveyard keeper.
Somebody has to tend to the bodies. You can't just leave them there in the ditch. That'd be disrespectful to their families.
Yeah.
We could have tasked Jubilost with it, even if he probably would protest it.
Can we play formulas in town?
So, you can, though they will only be level 2 at this point.
That's exactly what I need.
Okay.
He gets the formula for Still Machine.
Yeah, your town's level is, for the purpose of magic items, -2 of its level until you build like a general store or something like that. I allow it for formulas though. Formulas can be +1 of the town's level, just to allow you guys to craft. But yeah, do you guys head to the tavern then? That being sort of the next logical location.
Yeah,
All
that'd
right.
be a good idea.
Yeah.
Let us go over there. Get your tokens down first. Alright, let's change the music for the tavern here. This one works. And change the scene. Here we are. Some of you already have seen this before. In terms of map itself. As you arrive, it's a quite boisterous and cozy tavern here. There's a couple of people milling about. It is later in the day here. There are, of course, more patrons than just the tokens you see on the board. But yeah. You hear from behind the bar a man sort of like getting up and looking over at you. Ah, hello! Please come in. Welcome, welcome. I've not named the tavern yet, because I was waiting for your arrival to name it for me. First tavern in town, of course it is your right.
Kind of terrible at naming things, I'll be honest.
Well, that's a practice I've never heard of. Suppose it's
Oh,
because we
dear.
don't have any taverns in Warren.
Well, it is naturally respectful. Especially where I come from. I'm from Tianzia. Came a long way, really. Traveling in one of the caravans that go across the northern glaciers. But never wanted to go back, so settled down here.
It's
I'm honestly amazed at the distance you went to get here. What drives you to cross quite literally continents to be here?
Well, there are many caravans that go across the glaciers there. It's the only land route we have from Tianzia to your lands. And, well, it's quite lucrative as well, because there are many metals, many creations that can only be found in my homelands that your peoples very well covet. But, my family wanted to go back. I felt that one travel across those frozen wastes for months on end was, well, enough for me. So, settled down here, since it's the first place accepting settlers that I found.
My parents did very much a similar thing as well, separately.
Very well. You do seem, foreign to these lands, as well, just as me. Most of you do, in fact. You don't see many gnolls around here. Kobolds are common. Dragons, well,
It's a story.
well, you have to tell it sometime.
Sometime, yeah.
Plenty of interested patrons for that. Would bring good business as well.
I myself am actually native to Brevoy, but I know I do look very different from most of the others. But, I consider myself somewhat multicultural as a result.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully I will follow the path.
Do you really count as a Tian if you've never lived there for a day in your life, Keba?
No, not at all. It was my parents who were originally from there.
Ah, second generation then. Good. I hope someday I can provide, well, my children, something like that, but first I have to find a woman. And I have not found that yet.
Indeed, I know that feeling as well.
Sort of looks abashed there for a moment before getting some bottles. Yeah, let us drink. What do you, I know you're just not visiting. You are, of course, very busy as leaders. What brings you here?
Thirst for information, mostly.
Information? Well, generally you come to taverns for those things. Especially this being the only gathering place in this town yet. What do you want to know? You may have heard something.
We're looking for something to akin to rumors. Well, not exactly rumors. We're looking for information in regards to what people might have heard these past few days at night.
Yes, any disturbances beyond, well, the murders, the biggest things.
Ah, yes, I've heard of the murders. It's a nasty thing to be having. Just as we get into town here. It's almost turning Irish here for a moment, but
It's disappointing.
yes, it is. It is disappointing. But that's the sort of thing that happens. Caravans of ours, we had people that were picked off by the creatures of those wastes, even though we were hundreds strong. It happens with these small settlements. You can never guarantee one's safety. I've heard a bit about it, that people have been talking about strange men in the nights roaming around. I've given that no quarter, mostly because, well, with a new tavern in town, people have been drinking their fill. Sometimes there will be strange men in the night stumbling home.
Even with that, any lead you can give us would bring us a lot closer to our goal.
Not to mention, a lot closer to protecting the not so strange men in the night that are working their way home.
Roll me a diplomacy check, one of you. One of you can lead, one of you must aid.
I am
I
going to definitely aid
wouldn't-
that.
I wouldn't mind leading.
As he seems a little bit hesitant to rat out his customers, perhaps his most paying customers. Doesn't want them harassed for it. What night would you be asking for? Specifically.
About 2 days ago.
Sort of leans over the counter there. Well, they are here right now. It is the one to the left there. He took his leave quite late. Sort of points over to this man, sort of in the corner at a small table, drinking his fill. That I have to say is the one who was out the latest that night.
Do you know when exactly werewolves transform in the night? Like the moment it turns nighttime, or is it when the moon is at its apex? Or
It's sort of like crescendos as the moon is apex, as the most difficult time for them to resist it, but they can transform a little bit before it, certainly.
gotcha.
No, please don't make a scene here. They're staying in a room upstairs. If you want to go talk to them, I'd prefer you do it up there.
Well, I certainly respect your wishes.
You are kind. Kind to my business, at least.
We're doing what we can to be kind in all other manners as well. Hopefully
Nice.
we can live up to that.
As he sort of like leans back from the whispers. Now, how about name for the tavern, eh?
Oh goodness, I nearly forgot.
Ooh.
You do have ideas, right? I heard you speaking of names for the kingdom and town, but, well, tavern? You have anything for?
Why not the sooty mac?
The sooty mac.
Sooty mug. Yes, I like that.
Doesn't
That's
exactly roll off the tongue, does it?
What about the generous dragon?
Oh dear.
Well, as long as you allow me to paint a blue dragon upon the tavern, well...
No. That would be unnecessary. I do not believe we need to give him a more inflated ego than he already has.
That's a
Is
good-
idolatry not a theme of Shellen?
Isn't there already a statue of you outside?
Oh.
Do you like it?
Well, it's quite good, actually. You're perhaps becoming the town's mascot, the kingdom's mascot, even.
It's perfect.
Well, allow me to show you why I would call this place the generous dragon, and I will buy a round for everybody here.
Oh, all right. Well,
All right.
what?
Well, that is quite generous indeed. 2 gold pieces should be enough for the silver pieces of mugs and all of that.
Parent will hand over the required money.
And as he sort of steps back and starts gathering up the mugs, gather around, everyone. It looks like our generous, well, overlords, or well, what should we call you?
Warlords?
Well, that's what you call Tian rulers, but
Baron.
Barons,
Barons
right?
of this land.
righteous, generous
Heavenly super
barons.
people.
I've got a drink, and people do start milling towards it. People are grateful. The man that you saw before seems to be like drowning his sorrows here, having seen those dead bodies. Maybe I've known them. Just rushes away. Thank you, kind sirs. Thank you, kind sir. Anyway, that's an Oblivion reference. This man doesn't bother, but the man that in question does sort of come up and sort of like slink over and just swipe the drink and go back to his seat with a gruff.
Oh yeah, he looks like a werewolf.
Why?
Wow.
Can you explain why?
Goodness.
It's
I
very
agree
hairy.
completely.
It's wonderful to see that we've come so far. To think that just a few months ago you would have trusted me around any drinks. Yes, I saw those looks you sent me at the Aldori Manor, Gaz.
Can you blame me for offering to sell someone money while I'm enjoying my... excuse me. For offering to sell someone poison while I'm having my drink next to you?
Parent, what about the toasty tusk?
But I think the tavern is in favor of the dragon's word.
Sooty dragon.
Okay, well, you might need to buy a few more rounds if you want to go that way.
We decide by commerce. I'm all for it.
I bet.
But otherwise, if it will be the generous dragon, well, you've made your point clear. As he sort of like, again, sort of shouts out to the tavern. And remember the name, the generous dragon. You may get more free mugs as long as, this one of your generous barons, Parent the Dragon. Just make sure that you ask him for free drinks whenever you arrive. Whenever you see him here.
Wait.
I
Well, it
like
is named
you,
after
sir.
you, and you are
I
very
like
generous,
you.
sir, yes?
Oh, well, that's gonna get money into our coffers, won't it, parents?
Money out of my pockets, maybe.
Well, I do pay taxes. Do I pay taxes?
Pockets into our coffers. I don't see anything wrong with that.
You haven't collected taxes yet. You're not being taxed yet.
Yet, yes. Well, as long as my income is not being taxed yet. Well, either way.
Collect taxes that last kingdom turn, didn't we?
Did you?
I don't remember.
Maybe you did.
Yeah, we collected it once because it's only once. We don't get any penalties or
Right.
stability for it.
Okay. So.
Well, either way, since you've been very generous, I did give you the information you wanted. Just make sure your interrogation is not within the grounds. At least, bottom floor of my tavern.
Absolutely.
Now, who wants more drinks? As they go around to others. having pretty much done everything they needed with you.
I'll have to come back later for that.
Listen,
So-
if you guys don't like the name, you can always just change it.
I know we would
Yeah,
never
I don't
intrude
I
upon
don't think
this.
people are gonna want it to be changed now.
Yeah, I don't
Ah.
think I'm gonna intrude on this great tradition you've established here in the tavern.
It's a shame. I really liked the Toasty Tusk.
Well, if all it takes is a couple gold to make people happy, I guess I can shell out for that once in a while.
Oh, and it is an oxymoron as well. Generous and dragon don't go together.
Oh,
It's
so
certainly
that's why
memorable.
It's a good name.
But yeah, what do you guys do? Well, actually, we're pretty much at the end of the session here, in fact.
Well, that's right.
So, do you guys want to do a kingdom turn?
I'm down to do a kingdom turn. We can stay here for a week or two.
I have time.
I
Yeah.
can give me like 1 minute and I'll be right back.
Sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
like, give me like a couple minute break, and then I'll be good to do that.
Yeah, I need a break too.
So, for the stream itself, as you guys are taking your break, thank you guys for joining us for tonight. We'll be doing a kingdom turn, though, so for the next, 30 minutes or so. Hopefully the next 30 minutes, so it's not as long as the other one. But, yeah, we'll be doing that at the end of sessions here, so we don't do it, during the middle of it. And, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed the session, make sure to, if you want to, subscribe to the channel. And check out my YouTube videos, check out my Patreon, it's above me right there. Every single map you see, including this magnanimous tavern map, is mine. I created it, so I am providing it on Patreon. Anyway, that is all my announcements as we wait for everyone to return for the kingdom turn.
Alright, during this kingdom turn, we should build some werewolf barracks. Uh-huh.
Cemetery/shrine.
Oh yeah, Kiba, you can shout out your thing as well since we're sort of at the end of the official session.
Excellent. Yes, I'm Kiba. No, I'm not. Hold on. Who am I again? I'm Chris Kobold. Right. I'm not Kiba. I play Kiba. Fridays, am I right? Yeah, I'm a streamer. I'm a variety streamer. I focus largely on retro games and indie games, and I tend to run Tuesdays and Thursdays evenings. It'd be really awesome to have folks come by sometime. Check it out.
I think it's also Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had a long week.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Let's switch on over. I did actually make an official sort of kingdom management screen for myself, so I don't have to mess it up for the stream. So let me move us over to the
I'm
kingdom
back, by the way.
management. Welcome back.
I have returned as well.
Welcome back, guys. So is that everyone?
I'm back just now.
Cool. So I'm going to switch us on over to the kingdom management sort of view here, so it gets a little bit more of my side of the screen. Should really reveal anything. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Except for my disgusting macro bar. Just random shit. But that allows me to pull up the character sheet this way. So, for the kingdom, in fact. That being said, as you guys return to the hall there to do some kingdom management, maybe after you deal with this werewolf thing, we can start with talking about maybe your kingdom's name, because I don't think you're going with the Brightland, are you?
Probably not.
We can make it dragon themed.
Oh my gosh.
Dragonwoods.
I mean, since we're an enclave of the Suits Guild tribe, we should just be the Suits Guilds, right?
We're not an enclave of them. No, they're. It's more like they're part of. They're part of our lands.
Yeah, we could invest in suit skills.
Yeah, we had a whole discussion about this over the week. Scalewood, Brightwood, Parentsville, Tuscany.
Tuscany. God damn it.
Because it's Tuskwater.
That's the default kingdom name.
The
No.
default is Tuskwater.
Yeah, it is. It is actually just
Yeah,
the
Big
kingdom
Lake,
of Tuskwater.
interesting.
It's like Chad.
I mean, that thought had crossed my mind.
So, let's get some votes. Let's get some things in the chat there. So I want you guys to, whatever your idea is, just type it in chat. And we can see if people vote for that. So, just throw them out.
Oh boy.
Hey, Vermilion. Excited to have you back next Tuesday. Are you Tuesday? Yes, you are.
What? What is the name of the kingdom? It says Kingdom Alpha Explanation Park that
No. Don't
eats
worry about it.
kingdom babies many.
That's just, yeah, that's the module. Just saying that.
What?
The name is below. It's because it's an alpha version of the module. Like, it's not stable. Exactly. But
Are
yeah.
the lizard folk going to become a
What?
group we can like trade with and stuff?
Yeah, they certainly can. In fact, for now you cannot, but once you go back to them and you talk to them about this situation, you can establish diplomatic relations. So we got Dragon Tusk, Tuskwater, Scalewood, Restwalve.
No,
Oof.
we are not naming ourselves after the neighboring kingdom.
What is the neighboring kingdom called exactly?
Restov.
Let's
Rest
call it
Two.
ourselves the cooler Restov.
Restov is the city within Brevoy. Brevoy is the kingdom.
Oh, cooler Brevoy.
Better boy.
New Brevoy.
Tying yourselves very closely to your patron there.
Yeah, I think that might stir up some drama, and I think that would reflect poorly upon me.
So let's go 1, 2, 3 in the chat. 1 for Dragon Tusk, 2 for Tuskwater, 3 for Scalewood. So you can vote.
Is the chat voting on our name? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, like in the Foundry.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 2, 1, 3. Wow. All right, another one.
Nildu's the tiebreaker.
Neldu creates a tie if he wants to,
Um,
and then we'll do
Okay,
another
so-
vote because it'll be 5 people
What-
voting. Then we won't
what
have
are
a
the
tie.
3 specific options?
So the
Dragon
options
Tusk,
were
Tuskwater, and Scalewood.
1 through 3.
I like Scalewood.
Okay,
Oh
so
boy.
There we go.
now there'll be a
Three-way
competition.
tie.
No, it's not 3-way, it's a 2-way, so we can go
Two-way.
back and vote again. It's between Dragon Tusk and Scalewood. 1 for Dragon Tusk, 2 for Scalewood.
Oh, okay.
Alright, Scalewood.
Oh.
So, with that
Scalewood
being
it
I
is,
said,
feel like Scalewood includes the kobolds and the dragon.
And the lake monster.
And the woods.
I think there's a talk.
Can we move the lake monster to our lake?
Can we tame the lake monster?
Let's tame the lake monster.
Okay,
Wow, we
need
really
to
are the
offer
Scaly
it-
Kingdom, huh?
We need to offer it the correct tribute, so that's our friend. So Gaz, since it seemed to like you.
I believe it only likes me because someone charged in.
people will totally not be confused between the Kingdom of Scalewood and the capital of Scaleport. But yes,
There's no
Mexico
confusion
City and Mexico Country.
yes. Sort of like that, so yeah. With that being said... Oh, Gaz, what were you saying?
I mean, there's also Washington the state and Washington the city, which is its own.
In different states.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get to an actual kingdom turn. So you'll see actually as well, Jubilost is invested, so we'll check that mark there. And actually, I feel like Tristian comes up to you at one point. I forgot he was actually here. And notes to Kiba. He says, if you would like to do the emissary work, I could find myself quite well in the counselor position. In fact, giving counsel
Interesting.
has been, well, my forte as long as I've been a worshipper of Soundray.
This is certainly something to think about. Can we look over again what what the differences are between the counselor and the emissary.
So the counselor is like giving counselor sort of like second-hand man. Emissary is way more diplomatic, sort of like all diplomacy is under them. Counselor is sort of like a
I
grab bag.
believe I would accept that. That actually would work fairly well, I believe.
Then let's do it. We'll have to make the arrangements, of course, the transfer of that, which is part of a kingdom turn where you would change leadership. So, let's get to that, in fact. On the kingdom turn page, everyone should flip over to this. Let's start by going through the upkeep phase. At the start, you gain 1 fame, which is your hero points, and we'll do new leadership this time as we are shifting things around here. So, as promotion of a character into a leadership role, whether they are newly appointed or shifting from one leadership to another. We'll say that just one of you has to shift, so it'd be Kiba shifting. But remove a leader from leadership, you immediately jump to assign a new leader to that role, even outside of kingdom turn. Basic intrigue, politics, statecraft, or warfare. Each particularly choose finding leadership roles. So this would be statecraft. No, it wouldn't actually. It would be. That would be intrigue, actually. We have intrigue, right? The skill trained. I think we did. Somebody did.
We do not.
Oh, you don't. Okay. I feel like you changed that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
statecraft, though.
We can do it for one of them. Yeah, we can do it for what you call it? The counselor, the politics one. Do we have politics skill? We do not either. So maybe a little bit difficult to change leadership here, but do you want to still try?
I suppose so.
Let's go for it then. Be politics here, and let's roll. It is actually a success there. So, they accept the new leadership and you immediately occupy it as you both shift around. So, we'll make Tristian now the companion in charge of this. There we go. And no longer companion there. This will be Kiba. And since Tristian is very good at that job, he'll be invested in that as well. So, that'll help you a lot.
I thought Tristian was invested in emissary.
He is not. He's vested in counselor as his.
Pretty sure.
All right.
Weird. Pretty sure last kingdom turn we did put him in. I remember you telling us that we put him in one thing he's really good at.
Did I? I don't
I mean, it's possible that we had that wrong.
Yeah, I feel like I may have that wrong because I feel like I went through again, looked. Let me look and make sure. So we have some contention. Let's see.
Looking at the 2 roles, like the description, but in the player's guide, I suspect we just had it backwards last time.
Yeah. Where's my companion guide? There you are, and Kingdom Companions. Tristian. It's very helpful that when I try to search for Tristian, he's also in the sidebar everywhere, so I have to like manually look here. Okay, here he is. Relocation. Where the heck is it going to say this? Let me search for counselor. I think I do see him as that. Wait. I may be incorrect about this. It was actually Lindsay who was a counselor. At Tristian. Not him. It was... Huh, what is Tristian then? Where does it say that? Ruling with not... Okay. Yeah, sorry guys, I want to just make absolutely sure of this.
That makes sense. Yeah, take the time you need.
To check if, like, what exactly he does. Does he do anything here? Or there it is, ruling with him.
Tessa is saying page 72.
Yeah. You'll join as if it is, manage, Oh, he's Magister. Hmm.
Wow,
Okay.
none of the above.
I was incorrect about both. All right. So, either way, we'll just see. We'll just say that everything was the same. We don't need to make that check unless you
That's
want to
fine,
stay an
yeah.
emissary.
I'll probably stay as the counselor for now then.
Okay. I'll make it back there.
That's a bit messy.
Hmm.
Actually, wait. Managing foreign policy and interactions with other kingdoms. The interactions of political organization power brokers at home.
Emissary is almost like the spy master.
Yeah, there's going to be spy master, sort of like that stuff.
Yeah, I'm really good with diplomacy. Absolutely complete lack of deception other than the natural charisma.
You know, I thought it was
which isn't
Viceroy though.
massive.
I thought it was Viceroy that was like the sneaky one. That's why
Viceroy's
Yarmers
like
went to it.
Border security, yeah, but
Viceroy is like interior, I believe. where
oh, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Still sneaky, but like on the inside.
So Kiba, will it be a counselor or emissary?
I think I'll actually run with the emissary. Looking at it
Okay.
further.
I feel like I don't trust Lindsay as a counselor based on that
Why?
manor encounter.
Did Lindsay hasn't shown up for you guys yet though, so
Not
Uh,
since the manor.
Nope,
Yeah.
not since the manor, yeah.
what am I looking at here?
She was
Interesting.
good though. Like she wasn't,
Extremely
like-
good?
She was hiding the whole time.
Well, yeah.
Yeah?
With that being said, with leadership organized, we will adjust unrest, which I believe just means it just lowers it if there is any unrest at all, which there wasn't. We collect some resource dice. You guys did pretty good on that one. So, and pay consumption, reduce your food commodities that you had stockpiled last time. It was pretty good stockpile. And now we'll go to commerce phase, which is more your choices. So you collected taxes last time, I do believe. This time, if you choose to collect them again, it will increase your unrest. But you do have a lot of ways of reducing unrest as well. So it's not terrible.
I mean, we're ruled by a dragon, so in character, we probably will collect taxes again.
I mean, if you get a crit success, we also won't get unrest.
You know what? We have a fame point. Let's just try it.
Sure. So let
But there's
us.
no unrest to reduce, so
Well, hey,
okay.
Whoa.
match 20.
Okay, well,
You gain a fame from critical successes as well, so those come quite often with that. Reducing unrest doesn't really, that's just the flat modifier to reduce it. Now, you can do some of these 4 options: improving lifestyle, tapping the treasury, trading commodities, or managing trade agreements. Remember that lifestyle is sort of improvements to your culture-based checks, but you do spend some of your treasury to do so.
I think we're probably fine to skip these for now,
Okay.
unless anybody wants to do something. So the trade agreements that we have going on, how does that work?
So if you go into manage trade agreements, that'll tell you. Basically, you send 2 resource points per trade agreement you wish to manage, and then attempt this check. And you gain more resource dice next turn. So it's basically capitalizing on continued trade, sort of like trying to snowball up. It certainly is a good thing to do.
Absolutely. I think we should try to take advantage of this.
Or you can get commodities as well. So, for example, wood or lumber, stuff like that from these trade agreements.
So you reduce your commodities by trading them out.
No. You lose 2 resource points per trade agreement you wish to manage.
Okay.
what's
I I was
How is it
looking at
noble
trade
exactly?
commodities. I was looking at trade commodities.
Yeah, manage trade agreements is the commerce phase here.
So how does it noble exactly?
So you lose 2 resource points per each of these, and then you get a 1 resource dice next turn. A
Oh,
resource
it's a dice.
Yes.
Right.
So it's a
Sorry, point.
D4.
I think we should do it personally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we should do all 3.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
we only have so many resource points.
We have 14.
Oh, I understand. You were all 3 of the trade routes. Yeah, we should do that.
Okay. So that is trade, manage trade agreements, and you have +8 on your trade because of that +2 from collecting taxes, so
Mm-hmm.
should help here. Let's roll this. That is, okay. another
Oh
nat
my
20.
gosh.
So you get 3 resource dice next turn, and 1 commodity of your choice per trade agreement, which I don't believe comes next turn, it is this turn. So which 3 commodities do you want, guys?
I would
As I
say
also-
probably another food.
So 1 more food.
Yeah, people starving isn't a good idea.
1 food, maybe 1 ore and 1 luxury, since we don't have those.
Can we get luxury with that?
Yeah, okay,
Luxury, no more than half of these luxury commodities may be luxury, so you can get luxuries from this, yeah.
So maybe 1 stone, 1 luxury,
Alright.
if that's okay with everybody.
1 food, 1 stone, 1 luxury.
I've already planned out what I want to do for my leadership activities, and it includes getting ore and lumber. So
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
I was about to say that, like, we are low on lumber, but yeah, that's fair.
Trading
I really have no
commodities
idea.
could
Oh,
be
actually,
something.
I just realized we probably shouldn't, like, get the food because we are fully stocked up on food.
we had 3.
We had 3, yeah.
Oh, never mind.
So, are you going to trade away any of your commodities here? The trade commodities.
Wait, can we just trade out a luxury then, and then
Good.
get more dice potentially?
Certainly could, if you want to. Just get rid of that one. Everyone else?
We could just trade the luxury away.
Yeah.
Sure.
I understand now what you mean.
Sure. So, gain 2 resources per point of stockpile expended by commodity now. Okay. Yeah, let's roll. Okay, alright, yeah, I'm just rolling
Okay.
natural 20s everywhere. You can't get more
Yeah.
fame points than 3, but, get 2
Thanks
more.
for using those nat 20s here instead of on the next moderate encounter.
Well, next turn you'll have 5 rolled resource dice, so, yeah, you're gonna be pretty good next turn. Reduce the luxury by 1. And let's go to leadership activity. So, Parent, you said you had a plan.
There it is. I'm gonna do another create masterpiece thing.
Pretty masterpiece. Alright, let's go.
It's gonna be a statue of Gaz this time.
Okay.
Aww.
Yeah, you can click the buttons yourself.
Okay. What was the DC? Is it just the automated DC that filled in?
Yes.
You should hope to fail this one so you can actually spend one of your fames before you get another one.
I'm gonna use a fame point to reroll it.
It is a success.
It could be a critical success though.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you do get a fame point anyway, so.
Yes, you might as well just do it. Okay. Either
Almost
way.
there, but hey, 1 fame point. So you get
And-
back to 3.
Everybody's okay with me spending the resource points for the commodities, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, we need some to build though, don't we?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'm not gonna buy both.
What building would you guys... So let's figure this out first. What sort of building would you guys want to build next?
The
Is there?
cemetery?
Yeah.
Cemetery. So, 4 resource points and 1 stone, and it requires a folklore check.
Do have folklore, I'm pretty sure.
Untrained. So perhaps use a leadership activity to help with this.
Okay, so
I can try to help with that.
I am going to spend the first one to get lumber.
There are also options for things such as a, let's see. You guys should look through the other options here as well, sort of like the tavern stuff. The cemetery is something John recommended, but you don't exactly need to build that because it's not as useful right now. I will say, the general store gives you leveled items up to the level of the kingdom up to the level of the city rather than -2 of it. It allows you to buy things equal level to the kingdom or the town.
Right.
If we choose to
So-
do that, that would cost 8 resource points. And I think a general store would actually be pretty good because I think people would probably like that in the town as well.
Yeah, we need that.
It might be worth it to delay the general store until next turn because we'll be like swimming in resource points. With all of the like extra things we like gained already.
Yeah, it's not like getting level 1 kingdoms, level 1 shop stuff is exactly useful to us right now.
Well, there's a good chance you guys may level up to level 2 in the kingdom. So it may be level 2. But yeah. Up to you guys completely.
I'd personally vote for delaying the general store until next turn. We have a lot of basic amenities that we have to work on in the meanwhile.
Okay.
But we should definitely be building something every turn, like no matter what, I think.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
It can
I
be
mean,
the
the
cemetery.
cemetery-
Cemetery is a
Yeah.
low resource point thing. It's just maybe difficult to construct. Here's the folklore DC.
Maybe we can work on that. There's like the supernatural solution and the creative solution stuff.
So, you need 4 resource points for that, so you'll have to save for that. Otherwise, are you going to purchase these commodities there, Pro?
I'll purchase one. Should we get lumber or we have like no ore, but I don't know what takes ore.
Or is something a little bit more advanced for advanced stuff? Right now, stone and lumber are your main things, for building at least.
Lumber it is.
Yeah, lumber is
Yeah.
very important.
Does this roll take into account? Okay, yeah, it does.
Alright, you gain 2 lumbers. So I put that up to 3. What is your final action?
Well, now that we're kind of saving some resource points. 1 second. My last one's going to be prognostication.
Prognostication. Alright,
So
go
I
for
think
it.
if there's a kingdom event, this will help us with it.
Alright, hey. I'd add that +1 as you sort of try to reveal the hidden divine sort of plan or whatever. But that'll be your turn. So, who's next?
I honestly don't know what I want to do. I did say build roads, the suit scales, so I guess build roads.
That is not as part of the leadership activities.
Ah,
That is
Yeah,
something you
but
do
we
later.
have so many actions for this stuff. Is it balanced around 5 players?
It is not, but I'm allowing it since otherwise it would be like one of you just doesn't get actions or we split them down. So, it's not fair.
I sort of have an idea for 2 things I want to do, but I don't know what I'm gonna use the last action for. I think I'm gonna once again request foreign aid because that doesn't carry any penalties for some reason.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see. Let me read up again on how I do that.
It is equal to the negotiation DC +2. You can find the negotiation DC on their page of the trade agreements there.
The easiest people are Dunsword.
Yep. So 14.
Go for it.
DC 14, no bonuses. No. Wow.
Probably
I
it's a
would-
fame point.
Yeah,
to you in your time for your current suggestion. So gain 1d4 resource points. You get 3 next turn, at least. They send something.
We're gonna use a.
Oh, okay.
1 second.
Yeah, just roll it again then. Success. There. Alright, so gain you 1 rolled resource points, which is good. You get 3 then.
Or a +2 to future check, which I think might be more beneficial to us actually right now.
Okay. May be able to help as you guys maybe ask for cemetery heads or something. Anyway.
Tombstones.
Yeah. What else do you do?
I wanted to also make a supernatural solution.
Go for it.
Let's see. The basic check. Alrighty.
Success. So, you lose 1d4 to research the solution. Only losing 1, though. You find something that'll work as you put together something supernatural, something magical to help with the kingdom.
Zombies for beautification of the graveyards.
Maybe just digging things.
Oh yeah, don't we already have a graveyard in the outskirts of the Staglord's fortress?
Well,
full
yeah,
of
but
zombies?
it's kind of haunted and angry.
It's been dealt with by now, but for the purpose of it, you have that in your back pocket. You have 1 more action, Nix.
Yeah, that is the last thing I kind of. There is no unrest whatsoever, correct?
Yeah.
I can craft luxuries maybe, but I'm not sure since of our resources looking.
Can you just request foreign aid from another group?
Well, I guess.
There's something else. Process hidden fees is something that Jubilost unlocked.
Yeah,
Yes,
I spotted it and already
I
looked at it.
I was planning on doing that myself.
The thing is, I'm not sure whether to like use the foreign aid for the +2 to the folklore roll or for the resources. It's like it's either or. It's not like both at once, unfortunately.
You could request foreign aid once for resources, and I'll request foreign aid a second time for the folklore.
That's a fair point, honestly.
Yeah, I'm very clueless as what to do with my actions. There's so much
There's
stuff,
a
but
lot
like
of action,
also,
guys. Yeah.
but also like not very many are like things we have on the table.
I will use focused attention. There we go.
It can be something where you guys just don't have a lot to do in
Yeah.
one turn. Like, unless you start to have some like corruptions or other issues that start propping up right now, it's pretty fine. So you don't have to do much. You can laze around and yeah.
We can do our own
Yes.
corruption.
Is there a skill that you would like to have assistance with in the future?
Probably, I would like to have help with processing hidden fees.
Alrighty, what skill is that? Trait. Okay, I will use the focused attention for a trait. Roll.
All right. So with that up, we can go to the Yarm. Yarm?
Alright. Yarm starts off with exactly that.
Unfortunately, can't. Looks.
Uh,
It's
with
a 8 check essentially.
processing hidden fees.
Mm-hmm. Sort of, making sure that everything is processed correctly. Maybe a little bit off the top.
14.
Well, hey, that's a critical success. 2 resource dice next turn.
Wonderful.
Whoa.
Another fame point. Now, I should just ask, is there anything else you guys want to do here?
I'm not sure.
So we can't do I just lost it. We can't do the diplomatic envoy to the lizards yet? Is that
Not
correct?
yet, just because they're not accepting it until they're sure about the situation.
Yeah, we have to go back there basically.
Alright.
And are we missing anybody from that could potentially benefit from a diplomatic envoy?
At this point, you are not.
Okay.
Everyone else is a little too far away.
Yarmos is gonna follow up with a request for an aid.
Okay.
I Oh wait, no.
I will say you can only do request for an aid once per people you're requesting from.
I see. Well, we have 3 friends. Well, Yarm is going to, I guess. Does the DC change with which one
Yep.
you request for an aid from?
So
Alright.
if you go to trade agreements, you'll see their DCs. You have to add 2 to that as well, to the DC.
Gotcha. Let's start with Dunsworth because that's nice and easy.
We already
You already did
You already
Dunsworth.
did that.
Oh, really?
Rest
Let's
off
start with
the-
Restock because that's nice and also easy.
Okay. Requesting some aid from your patrons and rest of. Okay, alright, yeah. You guys are gonna have a lot of resources next turn, or even this turn, even. So,
Start, yeah.
That's another +4 as well. We're just stacking the pluses for our cemetery roll.
yeah. So, that being said, you have one more roll if you want to do it for requesting for an aid, but then we might just want to move on to the region. Please.
Yep. Might as well do that again with the suit scales.
Mm-hmm.
Yarmos is very emboldened.
Very kobold
Unit
and
ability feel now 100%.
DC 18.
And roll.
Well, hey, okay. As a success, you're
Jeez.
able to get some resources from them, certainly. We'll roll this, you get another 1, and +1 circumstance to something else as well. So that'll be in your
It's
back pocket.
Either or, right?
What do you mean either or?
It's either
Yeah,
the
you either-
resource or the
Oh,
+2
okay, I see, yeah.
It's only a critical success where you get both.
Right,
I'm taking the resources though because I don't think we can stack much more into the cemetery.
yeah. That being said, I don't remember, but last time I think you guys failed to claim a
The
hex,
quarry
correct?
there.
Yeah.
You claimed the hex, but you didn't get the quarry that we wanted to build there.
Oh, you did claim the hex.
Correct. We fell on the quarry, so we could try to claim the suit skills.
You could. So we're on the claiming turn, the turn of region activities. Remember that in hill or in lake or river hexes, which the soot scales do count as river hex, you can do 2 activities at once out of your 3, and you do take a -2 to those 2 activities if you wanted to do 2 things there. So, what's the plan?
Definitely, we should claim the hex of the soot scales. That's an obvious one.
Do we need to
You
do a
also have
pledge of fealty with him
Blood
first?
Yeah, once you claim their hex, you will then need to do pledge fealty.
Okay, but pledge of fealty works by doing an adjacent hex, not a hex that you already
Oh, you might be
because a
right,
critical
actually.
success allows you to claim that hex. I
forgot
mean, you can do it on a hex that you control, like,
Oh, hey, yeah.
but it's
So-
saying you can do one that's adjacent to you as
So
well.
yeah, with one of those remaining activities, kingdom activities you guys had, you could do pledge of fealty with the leadership activities,
Yeah.
I should say. I
Yeah,
assume you guys want to do that.
and I would definitely volunteer to do that myself. I probably have to go with a statecraft for it, I
Mhm.
believe.
It should have drop downs when you go for it, but giving you options.
Wait, doesn't that mean we can simply integrate Dunsworth into our growing kingdom?
If you're Jason.
You don't have to be adjacent, actually.
Yeah, but there are. This is up to actual gameplay and actual sort of like if they can be absorbed or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so looks like everything is just set here already, so I don't need to worry about anything else in here.
Yeah, generally
right?
they are going to be.
Hello, Chief Suitscale. We're here to pledge our fealty to you.
That's just barely enough
It
Might as well
is.
use a fate point.
Good
to try to
field.
crit it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we do? Reroll using Fame and Infamy?
Yeah. If there's a button for it, otherwise you can just roll the check again.
Yeah, I gotta roll a check again then.
There's a button for it, on my end at least.
Yeah, I tried clicking it though, and it didn't.
Yeah, it's alpha. Yeah, so
Yeah.
just roll the check. Hey, there it is. Critical
Oh, geez,
success.
it's better.
So yeah, you will
Can we lower the
immediately.
Fame?
No.
Clone
Actually, we
just got
don't because we get it back.
You're right. We just got a fame. Oh my
Mhm,
gosh.
that's why you always use them. They're pretty good.
That
So
is
this will
ridiculous.
claim them, and it will remove them from your trade agreement since they are no longer to be traded with you. They are part of your kingdom. But
Good thing I collected 4 and 8 from those before we did that.
Hey, we would like your resources. Oh yeah, also become part of us.
that being said as well, they do count as a mine for ore here. This is a special
Love
ore
it.
province, so it will give you double the ore, which I believe is 2 every turn. So that gives you commodities for ore there. As the kobolds work.
Anyways,
And
Hey,
we have their hex.
If we
Because we
don't have,
critted.
like, if we don't like have any useful ore, we can basically just sell it every time we're like in the economy phase, right?
Pretty much. So that being said, you still have all 3 of your region activities. Where do you go with that?
I think I want to sign off for the night. I'm getting really tired.
Sure, no problem.
Alright, that's fair. See ya.
Try and make these quicker next time. But yeah.
Alright, since we have a free
yeah.
hex.
This is pretty cool. I'm glad
Yeah.
I'm glad the kingdom's growing. Have a good night,
Very
guys.
quickly.
See you guys. See you, Giraffe.
Have a good one.
Ciao.
We should claim another hex then. Probably.
Yeah,
Where
that
to?
works.
Of course. We
Which
should
one,
probably
though?
always claim a hex.
Which way do we go though for hex claiming?
Your vote's the old sycamore.
Yeah, probably like working our way
Almost.
towards the gold mine might be smart.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay, old
Do you
sycamore
wanna
it
do
is.
I have
two
no
things at
objection.
once in there, or just claim it? Let's just claim it, probably. We have 3 actions.
Yeah, did you want to do anything else in that claimed hex, or did you just claim it?
I
Just
don't think
claim it.
you
We should-
can. It's hills, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you're right. It is just hills, so you would be just claiming. So, let's go to, where is it? Claim hex. This will be your exploration because that is your best. And do you want to add any of these successes from foreign aid to it that you have in your background? You have 3. You have 1 success, another success, and you have a critical success to add to something.
Isn't it only the critical success? Because we got the resource dice
Or
for
for
the
the previous
regular
ones.
success.
Oh, does it not
Yeah.
give you it if you get the... Okay, so we're ignoring
Yeah,
those.
you have,
Either
like,
or
two-
for a regular success, and both for a critical.
Gotcha. So you can apply the critical success from taxes to this as well, if you want to.
Yeah, let's just use it for this. This is an important one.
Well, I
Fame
assume you
point.
reroll.
Fame.
Let's try that again, and roll. Success. There we go. So,
There we are.
1 more size, increasing your kingdom further, and I will mark this as gathered. As well, I do believe there's a bonus for getting a landmark. I just forget what it is.
I think there's an experience bonus. I think.
There is, yeah, but there's something else when you regularly gather a landmark hex. So any of these where you see like the little like monolith, that is a landmark hex. Let's look at our book here.
Yarmos dances on the graves of his lifelong enemies, the gremlins.
Alright, here it is. When the PCs add a landmark hex to the kingdom, reduce unrest by 1d4, and until the end of your next kingdom turn, all culture and economy-based skill checks gain a +2 circumstance bonus. Okay.
Oh, neat.
So we'll have to remember that bonus, +2 to culture and economy. Is there a button I could press for that? Hopefully there is. Like effects here. Add effect. Landmark. Bonus. To everything. Value of 2. Activity. Ability. Culture. There we go. Landmark 2 ability, 2 abilities, culture. And an ability bonus to... this as well. Where is it? Ability to... what did I already do? I did culture, so let's do economy here. Alright, added those for next turn. That being said, gathering that hex, you guys have 2 more activities, regional.
We should. I want to try to make the quarry again. I think That's probably a
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's do that then.
So in the Twin River Ford
Mhm.
hex.
Establish Orcsite Quarry.
By the way, how do you establish new settlements?
That is something as part of this
It's
here.
like really pricey on resource points. It's like
Yeah.
3d6.
Jeez.
Probably establish ourselves a bit more before making like another town.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
fair.
It'll be a success there, so I will go and grab my quarry. Little icon here.
Are the
Place that
food
down.
scales not a town?
They're not a town, they're just a mine.
Bummer.
There are no people living here. It's only a mine.
So much injustice for my people.
Yeah. But the quarry was a success, so you have one more regional activity.
Should build some roads to like
Yeah, we should
connect
probably
these
add a
things.
road as well while we're at it.
We can't do a road in the quarry one at this point. So
You could start a road in the scales, actually.
yeah, let's
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
The quarry did cost us 2 resources,
Right.
by the way.
Let's just put it down to 11. So
Alright, let's do
20.
a road.
Plenty
Road.
isn't enough for like one general store.
And there's a road. So we'll add the road to scales. So
Is
modernizing
there
the
a critical
region.
success thing that happens with roads?
That is, yeah, you can build roads into an adjacent hex actually.
Let's try a fame point.
Sure. Got plenty of them.
We've got them. We might as well use them.
I can
So
send.
let's do that. Where's road there? Critical success, 18 on the dice. So yeah, back to
So
30K.
Again? Oh my
Road
gosh.
into the Twin River Ford, I guess.
I
if it
guess you
works that
could,
way.
yeah. I don't see anything reason that says you can't expand that with a critical success there. So roads following through, getting you, yeah, to the scales and to your capital.
Does that cost more resources though? Like,
I
No,
don't
it's
think
free.
that's free. Yeah.
Oh.
How much resources is it normally for roads?
2 in the hills.
2 in the
I
hills.
think. Yeah.
Yes.
2 in the hills. No. Yeah.
So with that is all 3 region activities. Let's have you claim a rig. Oh. Okay, that may already do the automation for that. But anyway, now we get to your town. Civic activities. Back to Scaleport. Let's go.
We're
Now,
gonna have to build. I think.
What do you build?
I think we agreed on the cemetery.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do that then. Build structure. It would be a folklore for this. And this
Add
is where
all of
you'll...
our rolls.
Yeah, this is where you add all the bonuses here. So...
Dodd leaves the town hall after the exhausting process of cremating the bodies, only to see a graveyard popped out of nowhere.
It's a +4 from the crit and a +2 from the magic solution, I believe.
Yeah. You've already got a
Okay, so
bonus from... Yeah, you got a lot of bonuses here, so let me roll.
so we spent the aid on claiming the hex, and
Oops,
saying that.
yeah, that was incorrect. I didn't place
Zero.
the actual DC
is.
of it,
Hooray!
but that is a critical failure, so I assume you guys will reroll that.
That sounds
yeah,
good
yeah.
to me.
Yeah,
Yes.
so let me try that again.
I think
Where
we're
is it?
on DC 15.
Yeah. 15 and folklore. Then let's add. Well, it took that away, so I have to manually sort of. I'm just going to assume it is DC 13 then, because I can't add that for some reason. It's annoying. There we go. Hey, there we go. So 18, that'll be a success. Fame to 2. And we build a cemetery. Where would you guys like to place this?
Personally, I kind of want to like on the other side of the river because it
Gross.
doesn't make much sense inside of the town.
Is across
There's-
the river our territory still? Like, is that? within
Yeah,
the
it's still
bounds?
technically here, but there's not a lot of room over here.
That's a little rough.
Like here, maybe.
Just right there's fine.
There we go. And not in the river. Alright, so a little bit further away from everyone else as you've built this cemetery. So what does the cemetery do? 1 cemetery is reduce unrest gained from any dangerous settlement events in that particular settlement by 1. in fact, you would have gained settlement unrest from the werewolf happening, but that is reduced. So, let's go back to Kingdom turn. I think we're ready to... No army, of course. Let's go to the event phase.
So we will have to build another house if we want to continue building, because this is all 4 parts of the first plot, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No
That's
kingdom
very
events
resource.
occurs. So for now, you claimed a hex. We'll convert the remaining resource points, which would be 5 now, because the cemetery is 4.
Yes.
50 more experience there. And let's go through here. Famous
Is
infantry.
this including prognostication, by the way, with the kingdom event?
Prognostication, what do you mean?
It
Uh,
an event didn't trigger, so it
Oh.
doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You didn't use your magical solution, so you get 10 experience more.
Use it on the folklore.
I
Question mark.
don't believe you did. I know we talked about a lot of things, but I don't think that was added because there was also a circumstance bonus from something else. So
Oh, I see.
10 extra
Okay,
experience
yeah.
points there. Infiltration, farmland, no. Lumber, no. My quarry, yes. Creative solution. Didn't really use the creative or supernatural solutions, but I'll say they did. Landmark, yep. Second village, regular army, resolve random.
We should throw a holiday just
Fetcher
for the
fealty.
EXP.
We're trying to
Size.
Probably.
do it, but I haven't found the opportunity yet.
Well, we're gonna have so many resources next turn. That's probably a good chance to do the more like splurging ones, you know.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
having all those
Makes sense.
achievements done and everything, that is going to be that 760 experience points for that in total. Yeah, well, in total, that being like where you're at right now. But that being said, that'll be that kingdom turn. All right. That'll also be pretty much the end of the session here. Hope you guys had a good time.
Awesome.
I did.
Of course. Even if
Uh,
I came onto Dev's Door like twice in the
Twice.
session,
Oh,
Yeah.
wearing trend.
So yeah,
So we have 7 dice next kingdom turn, right?
yeah, you have a lot there. It's
We have 12 next turn.
what's now 7?
12?
Yeah. Well, you have 12 now. Yeah. So once we roll that, that'll be a lot. So
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
That was wonderful.
Hope you guys
Thanks for
enjoyed the
joining.
session, and those of you still watching, thank you guys for being here. I do want to make this 30 minutes or so instead of an hour to do Kingdom turns. We did cut it down from last time, which is good, but giraffe should be around for the end of it, and you can only do really 30 minutes. But that being said, yeah. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, if you like the maps, I have everything up on Patreon. I have all these buildings as well on Patreon. Just patreon.com/kobolddm. And also check out my YouTube. If you haven't subscribed on Twitch already, you can subscribe there. All this stuff helps me continue to do this job that I do very much enjoy. So that'll be it. See you guys later. And stream done.